following program will contain adult language and adult content. All idiots should run, not walk, to their safe space, put a death grip on their teddy bear, and immediately begin sucking your thumbs. Or whatever it is you choose to suck. We don't judge.
Speak for yourself.
There we go.
Welcome to PPG Adventures,
I'll take a
episode
second to-
34. With special guest stars, Keith Smith. Say hello, Keith.
Hey, how's it going, guys? Sorry.
And Casey Moore.
Uh-oh. I think he went up. Oh, there he
Hello,
is.
Casey.
How's it going?
Good.
And now our host,
Audio's
Nick
coming in
Bazikas.
like delayed.
It's been a while since you've been on here with us, Casey. Been missing.
Yeah, it's coming in. It's not. It's like delayed and. That's coming in fuzzy, like it's delayed 2 seconds.
Interesting.
If you're watching on YouTube, you'll see a delay.
Yeah. Always delayed on YouTube.
Never enough delay to catch when you guys do something stupid, though.
Nope.
Which that's
Huh,
part of
no
what.
chat. No chat on YouTube. Didn't it? Something
let me
went
see.
wrong.
Really?
Ooh.
Yep.
We had that problem before.
Yeah, it's happened to a couple people I know.
Yeah, I'm seeing the same thing.
Yep.
Let me go on here and look.
The algorithm of doom.
Yeah, no kidding. Let's see if YouTube can screw anything up tonight. Yeah, that's it. It's up. It's up now.
I can see the people over at YouTube going.
No, that's Google Do No Evil that does that.
Oh, Google's do no evil.
Yeah, they were the ones
No,
that
it
would
used
do
to be
no evil.
Don't be
That's
evil.
it. Don't be evil. That's what it was. I knew it was something like that.
Yeah, but now they're not don't be evil anymore.
No, it's Google Be Evil.
Yep.
Yep. Oh man.
I don't know what it.
New
Every now
CEO,
and then the chat
new
doesn't come up. I don't know
stupidity.
why.
What's that, Nick?
Every now and then the chat doesn't come up. I do not
Yeah.
know why.
It's a good question as to why. I don't know.
It's because of the evil algorithm of doom.
Could be. Anything's possible.
It's just
Evil
annoying.
happens.
I have to go in here and like adjust things. First 5 minutes of the show is like I spend the whole time like making adjustments so it works right. I should not have to do that. I go up to the main machine here overhead. Bring the chat up.
Yeah, I should throw it on the other TV too, on the other monitor. I never turn
I
it
find
on.
if I put it up here, I can see it. I don't.
Yeah, that's what I need to do. Then I've got 3 monitors running, and it's better.
3.
Yeah. Come on, wake up all the way.
I'll see your 3 and raise you 5.
Oh, that's all I have going right now. Sorry, Nick. Can't beat you there. No need.
Just think, Nick. Keep it up
Lisa.
long enough. Sooner or later, you'll be
Hi,
able to do
Lisa.
it all in batch files.
Yep.
Go.
Hi, Lisa.
Thick. Lisa?
Yes, Lisa Heil.
Hi, Lisa.
Yep.
We need to get her up in
I
a
must be in
tandem.
the chat. I can't do
She
the chat
follows
while
all
I'm
the time.
driving.
She needs to come to a fly-in and take a flight with us.
There you go. Do you fly, Lisa, or you just watch? Either way is cool. I get it.
We don't judge.
Nope. Or not much anyway.
We always judge the face plants. But other
Oh,
than
yeah.
that, not really. Not so much.
We always judge Keith's bad takeoffs.
Oh, yeah,
We
yours
always
too.
judge them to be hilarious.
Oh yeah, if I blow one, it's usually really good when I do it.
Hey, usually if I blow one anymore, it's really good too. I'm
Yeah,
not
I
blowing
hear
too
you.
many.
No, it's me. I don't blow many, but when I do, it's usually, yeah. And then there's the takeoff on the purple wing. With
I don't know if you call that a takeoff. We were all like holler and run at you.
With the Atom 80. I was talking to Andrew, who was on the show a couple weeks ago. He was like, today I told him about that. He said, you actually flew an Atom 80? I'm like, yep.
Why not?
Oh, I know. It's just not the ideal
No,
wing
I probably
I was on
can't.
Yeah, you got to be able to run really fast. Well, it's no faster than normal. It's just longer getting up to speed.
Hey, I'm the same weight you are, and I fly an 80 every day.
What wing are you flying? Were you flying a 1995 APCO Prima 30 meter?
No, I was flying a 14-year-old K2.
23 meter.
24.
24, sorry. Yeah, it's a high lift wing that's not quite as draggy. Yeah. And I should have taken you up on flying the other one. The Mojo.
You should have taken the K2 up.
Yeah, the K2 would have been good too.
You pull the thing up, you can get in the air with it without a problem.
This was a challenge. Yep.
The challenge with the K2 is getting back down.
Yep.
If the winds are up, you're either going backwards or up.
Well, Lisa says she would never fly.
Why
They all
not?
say that.
They all say that, yeah.
They all say that till you strap them into a motor and send them up, and they're like, I don't know why I didn't do this earlier.
I hear you there. Hey, I remember when I was first looking at paramotors, I was flying hang gliders and calling it paragliders air pollution. And I thought they were dangerous, scary things that would kill you. Now I've got 260 plus hours on them.
Yeah, say now you fly one.
Regularly, more often than anything else. Oh.
There you go.
Yep. Boy, guys, we had an awesome trip, though. We really did. I mean, when you think about the fact how it started with that show a couple shows ago, 3 shows ago, man, 3 weeks ago, we did the show on the trailer disaster. We never did do one on yours, but yours wasn't as bad.
Mine wasn't bad. Mine was a
Just
minor issue.
Yeah, we managed. It was just a bearing. It wasn't that bad.
And I proved you could drive 50 miles on 3 tires.
Oh, yeah. Hey, I brought one 500 miles once. Same basic idea as yours. But, oh, man, you can do it. Except mine was empty when I did it. Yours was full. Yep.
Yeah, mine was a little bit harder to handle. I didn't even notice any difference. Like, we got on the highway. I was swinging around a little bit to see if it felt bad. It did not feel like I had any issues back there.
No, they usually tow pretty good still, I
was afraid with all the weight's on that one side. All my motors, fridge, everything's on that side of the trailer. That had me a little sketched out with it, but
yep. Well,
I had no issues.
Should I make the gateway announcement?
Yes, you should.
Okay, well, here we go. Let's bring it up. Well, we officially have the gateways, our 3rd annual September days up. You can now register. I have a few spots available for RVs that want power. If you like bringing your wife along or you just like to have power, then they're available. And we're going to be charged $50 for the event for pilots, and that includes a t-shirt and the Saturday night dinner. $10 if you just have a guest coming to dinner, and it's $20 a night for the RV hookups, but they're very limited. So if somebody's interested, get signed up. There may be maybe 4 more coming, but I'm not until I commit that they're going to be in till we do it. But we actually took the old the old announcement down and had to put this one up so I could get the good registration stuff set up. 10% of it is going as in the past to Resurgence PPG. So, and it is a maximum of 50 pilots. We're trying to keep it a reasonable size. We don't want it growing too big because we want to be able to have a good time and not be crowded and everything. Plan to have, there'll be a little bit of everything in there, mostly paramotor, but there'll be some fixed wing guys that'll come in that are some pretty cool stuff usually. Some RC helicopter guys usually come in and do a little flying for us. Let's see.
Air show.
Yeah, you never know. We got a shooting range set up, so we get to do a little shooting. As I always say, it's 3 days of flying, food, and firearms, not necessarily in that order. Gonna do some guided. Weather's good. We'll do some guided cross countries, and we'll do a Saturday poker run. And I will say one other thing that I haven't got confirmed yet, but I will say it's looking good. We may have a really good bluegrass band Saturday night.
Oh, nice.
After dark. So yeah, I've got contact. I'm working on it right now. So I'll be adding that to the stuff if it's going to happen, but it looks good. Looking like it's going to probably happen. So
Put me down for a camping spot for the week.
Sign up, Nick. All you got to do is log in, go to the site and put it in. You got it. Now, if you don't need power, then you don't worry about it. Okay. Just let me know. But if you need,
I like to have power, but I got a generator.
It's up to you. It's your call. Yep. But they are.
I want to be out in the beer drinking, gun shooting, crazy area.
Okay. Well, that's the field. Yep. It'll be a good time. But anyway,
explosives.
Yeah. Low, nothing big. Yeah.
Nothing. 8-inch or below.
Yeah, something like that. We're out far enough, but we are, you do have a couple neighbors within a half mile, 3/4 of a mile away. So
I can wake them up.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't bring 2.5 tons of tannerite.
No, that's a little too much there. Small, a little bit of tannerite. Yeah, the daytime on Saturday. Yeah, we could probably do that. Friday. Yep.
About an old refrigerator and a 5-gallon bucket of tannerite.
5 gallons. Yeah, we've done that, but not. Yeah, that's a lot of noise.
Oh, if you put it in the refrigerator, it's not as much of a noise.
Mm-hmm. You're right. That's true.
There ain't much of the fridge left either.
Ooh. James Taylor's on tour.
James Taylor.
James. Yeah. Oh yeah. Anybody ever understood a thing James said?
Nope.
That's what I thought. I finally found out what the words to his. I finally found out what the words to his songs were when they published them all with all the modern stuff.
Then you were like, "What the hell is he singing about?"
Cool.
Yeah. It is funny. Well, we had a really good time on the trip. Nick and I and Aaron and oh my God, everybody it was just some amazing flying. One of the days I kind of was last time we talked a little bit about I think the flying circus because we were there just starting the flying circus. And then the week after we got stuck and we were forced to stay in Arizona for a week because of bad weather and had to fly every day.
Oh man.
I know it was tough, but somebody had to do it. And there were a few of us doing it. Nick and I probably put more flights in than anybody there. But
we did.
Yeah, we did.
We were either flying or sitting in the trailer drinking your margaritas.
Oh yeah, margaritas or having some beer or a little bit of that moonshine of yours.
Oh, I could use a good margarita right about now.
I mean, like this one.
Unfortunately, I still got to drive for another hour.
I got one right here.
Keith's margaritas are not for consumption by normal men.
Yes, they are. I can make them weaker, Nick, and you know it.
Nick.
You didn't make them weak.
Do I really seem like a normal man to you?
Okay, you drink Keith's margaritas, you're looking for your pants for 3 days.
Yeah. It depends on how much you drink of them. And if you mix them with, and if you go mix them with Jaeger bombs like I did with the other guys.
Oh God, no.
I had
I
no
mean, like the
idea.
night we borrowed that
Jaeger.
$42,000 machine and went ripping through the desert.
We were talking, and Nick says, "Hey, what's it take to get a ride in this?" We're drinking with some guys down at Glamis, and the guys go, "Well, get you checked out in it." Next thing you know, we're sitting in a $42,000 Polaris sand rail with turbocharged with dump gate and sand paddles. That thing would lift the front end 5 feet off the ground if you nailed it. And
Wow.
the only thing we came near hitting was Nick's truck.
I didn't know it was there. I just come over that hill like, oh shit, the truck's there.
We couldn't get the guys from we couldn't get anybody. The Bad Apples wouldn't get in with us. The oh heck,
I got your Parajet Midwest
Parajet.
Parasports.
yeah, they wouldn't get in with us, and they were all wanting to go four-wheeler, and they wouldn't get in with us. I heard something about alcohol or something. We didn't scratch it, roll it, or anything.
I will say they should have told me it had sand tires on it before I went out ripping around Nick's camp over there.
Oh man, we made a mess.
Yeah, he called the next morning. He said, "I think we pissed off the four-wheeler guys." I said, "Why you say that?" I looked over and I seen the ruts, and I thought, "Oh shit!"
I flew over it and looked at it. Oh, but
You and I are the only two that knew what caused that night.
Yes, I know. Now people know, but until now they didn't. We should have figured it out. We drove right up to him at the campfire, and then I believe left going sideways.
Was I sideways? I thought I was just, kind of a little 20-degree angle. Didn't want to go straight.
Not quite sideways. Okay, yeah, but no.
I was trying to counter the torque steering
Yep.
wheel, but it didn't work too well.
Yep. Yeah. Then we had some fun. We got to go out at Arizona when we were at the airport, the Mayacopa airport there, basically. I can never remember the name. It's an Indian name, and I will look it up and remember.
Alchu or Ichi.
Yeah, I'm looking it up right now because it's going to bug me if I don't. Anyway, we were there, and Nick and I one day just took an adventure out one direction towards some mountains, and we found this really cool thing. We're like, what the heck is this? It looks like some kind of weird antenna array. And so we actually went back and did a second trip there, and I have video of it. And see if anybody else figures out what we figured out during this, or if we have to tell them. Okay, ready? Oops, sorry. I got to actually start the share, don't I?
It works better that way.
I know. There we go. HAZ is the name of it. And this is the old section, what we call the old section. It was built in 1950. If you'll notice, it's got the same kind of layout as that stuff at the other end, except it's got some wider things. And there's a old building right here. That building was built, was it 1950 that was built, or right?
Yeah, 1952.
52, that's what it was. Yeah. But as we come up on it here. Here we go. Oh, this thing's not doing it now. What the heck?
Definitely looks interesting.
Yeah, that's an antenna array. It's about a mile long.
Wow. Whole mile. Oh, that could be an ELF.
And this is the newer buildings with it. This was shut down in 1995, was it? We said?
Yeah, it was 95, 96. We found
Yeah.
on the generator had dates on the filters.
The day they pickled it. But what's interesting is we're pretty sure this was an early attempt at the HARP project, if anybody knows what HARP is.
Okay. interesting.
Yeah. Huh? Yep. See the little radiators in the middle? There are a ton of transmitters along this. Stacks of 3 high power each place along there.
Groovy.
And I mean, it was the gate. It's secured all the way around. Was originally had signs up in Spanish that tell you that you have basically following the international law that was written in 1950 that you can't go there without permission from the base commander. And there's some penalty stuff in there too, if I remember right.
Huh.
But then they left the door open.
Yeah, they
Did they actually leave the transmitters there?
Oh, they
Yes.
abandoned it in place. They pickled it originally, but unfortunately, I don't have good picture. I got those on my phone of the inside. Maybe I'll bring them up. Or maybe I'll log in on the phone so you can see those. But they actually, yeah, it's quite a deal. I mean, that building actually has control centers still in there. None of the goodies are there. They're pretty much gone. But
Yeah, someone robbed all the good stuff.
Yep. But it was pretty cool to go through and kind of see what was there and kind of get an idea how it was set up. Originally, this stuff had the transmitters in the building, and later they moved them to outside the building for the geeks and for the ham geeks on listening. So it was real interesting, real high power.
Yeah, each of those transmitters, I looked them up.
Yep.
Were 6,000 to 7,000 watts per box.
Well, I said,
Wow.
well, when you're trying to control the weather, you might use a little power.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Yep. But it was pretty cool. We actually did, like I said, did a ground run on it and did a little urban adventure in there, to suburban, whatever, desert.
I wish I had taken the radio out of the truck and hooked that antenna though.
Yeah.
I need to make a contact from that vertical. We're doing it next year.
Yeah, do it next year. That'd be cool.
Oh, if I got to climb up thing, run a new piece of coax to that, I will.
See this over here? My next
That
shot's
has
going to be
potential.
ridge soaring that mountain, that ridge right there. Okay. But that was pretty cool. We really had a good time doing it. That was a lot of fun. And it's amazing just sometimes how you run into, different things. And this one's
Where was that? How far from Phoenix was that?
20 miles, 25 miles.
Oh, close to Maricopa.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
We're
just on the Phoenix side of Maricopa.
We just found out we were flying around it one day, and I happened to see that site. I couldn't tell what it was at first, and I just dove at it.
Yeah, we started flying around it, shooting video. Then we decided to actually do a second trip around it. It's like, hey, let's go back and do this again now that we know what it is and really look at it from the air. Okay, this is the same flight. This is actually this. Oh, shoot. What the heck? It jumped. I hate that. This is the same flight. This was a little ridge soaring that mountain. This is a 23-meter Revo 2 I grabbed because it's closer to what Nick's wings speed. So I don't have the engine on. Unfortunately, I should have brought the chase cam on instead of this one because my sound, remember my mic went out. We forgot to turn off the Bluetooth. But there's no motor running here at all. This is all flying with a 23-meter Revo 2 paramotor wing, all ridge soaring. And when I post all this later, you'll get to see it with the audio from the chase cam. So you'll hear hardly any engine running at all. Just idling. You can see I dropped down a little bit. It was a lot of fun. This is just a rock pile, they call it. So they call it a rock pile. And it has a big M on it when you look at it from the other side. If you ever want to know which one it is. And it actually is not bad to soar. It's reasonably clean. So that's the only ridge soaring I got to do the whole trip. Real ridge soaring, yeah. It was
you did some at
Glamis.
Beautiful.
No, over at the other one at California. You was up on that mountain.
Yeah, a little bit. That wasn't as much ridge soaring though as it was just climbing to altitude and cranking it down, flying through the canyons. But that was just amazing ridge soaring this thing. I mean, I won't spend all day running this. This is like 25 minutes of ridge soaring if I leave it on. Oh man, it was just amazing.
This made the group kind of fun though. We got to go
oh yeah,
so many different areas. The whole trip was, you know,
all that. Yep.
By the time we get tired of one area, we just went somewhere else.
Let's see, next one. Oh, come on, it's right here. It's oh shoot, got behind everybody. How'd that happen? And this one is 5. I'm actually getting better at finding this. This one's 11:31. Some places, yeah. Who says there's no water in the desert? It's a sand.
Relax.
I still would like to know how that water gets.
I think they brought it in because that's for doing it's a sand pit.
Huh.
This is getting fun here. Keep an eye out what you see. That's 150 wild Mustangs right out here.
Wow.
Is that cool or what? That was just, and once again, if it hadn't been for that nasty weather everybody hated, and I agree it was bad, then this wouldn't have happened.
Snowmageddon.
Yep, Snowmageddon got me some awesome video. And I had this on Chase Cam with it actually pointed down a little. So I have it on Chase Cam also. I should get the Mustangs. And it was just amazing. The flight was.
That was your first time with a Chase Cam, wasn't it?
No, with this Chase Cam it was. Yeah. I've got another Chase Cam. I actually was flying with. I was getting a little oscillation in it. And Sean suggested, he said, "Hey, why don't you try mine instead of playing with yours?" I said, he had a PPG smoke as with a and I said, "Sure, why not?" So I flew with it twice and then bought it from him. Or 3 times bought it from him. I mean, look at that. Trying not to stampede them or anything, so you'll see me pull out in a minute here away from them because the lead group started to run, not run, just trot, and I didn't want them to start running. Yeah, I don't want to.
Yeah,
not a good idea to stampede horses in the desert, anywhere probably, but
probably not going to be good for them.
Yeah, that's why I said I kind of backed off a little bit. And I'm far enough out now that I'm not, and now my mission is to get out in front of them. See how they're stopping already? Yep. It's not a lot, but it's, I shot some video of them. I didn't want to harass them too long. Believe me, I wanted to drop down and fly right around them. It would have been I wanted to do it so bad.
Yippee-ki-yay, Kyle Patty.
Oh my God, yeah, no kidding. But yeah, it was pretty cool. I mean, just look at that. That's Phoenix, by the way, right over here. That's Phoenix you're seeing. And Moe's is right over there on the other side of those. No, right there. The other side of those.
What's over there?
Moe's, where the flying circus happens. Yep. Motown.
Oh, okay.
Motown Airport. Yep. That's where it's at. Yeah, see me.
So does Monty ever show up to the flying circus?
Monty Python. I've never seen Monty. Nope. But it was a very cool trip. Let's see.
Well, at least somebody finally gets my joke.
We seen him doing it. We missed seeing him do the live trapeze act. That'd have been neat.
Yeah, unfortunately it just wasn't to be this year. That's wild, isn't it? Looking. Look how they made a Pacman out of that.
Oh,
one.
farms.
Yeah. This one's like 2/3, and this one's got like a Pacman pie wedge out of it. And, this is pretty cool.
Yeah, I thought that was weird when I seen that. I'm like, you see it from the air, you're like, why is it like that? And you realize they've only watered certain areas.
Whose demo track? Whose track is this? I'm trying to remember the name. I thought I wrote it down.
I went past the building. There is no name on that thing.
No. Somebody told me the name. I got to get it from Mo. He knows what it is. But this is they were running electric vehicles. We're pretty sure that weekend. That week.
Yeah, there was a Charger when you first flew into it.
Every time we went there was at least 2 or 3 vehicles, no matter what time of day we were running the main track or running this track right here. It was pretty cool.
Cool.
Because then we go out here. Remember, I'm flying a
There's
23
a job I wouldn't
meter.
mind getting.
Yeah, 23 meter Revo 2 is all I'm flying. This ain't a big wing. Okay. And there's where the thermal hit me. I hit the thermal and started climbing. Yeah, see, you can see a car on the track there.
Cool.
Yeah, I took it from what was I, about 800 feet up to 1,800 feet before it topped out with that little wing, you know. But we actually got a little thermal activity. Yeah, it was cool. A lot of fun. Let's see, we'll leave that. Next one.
Yeah, if you'd have been on a really big wing, you'd have been way up.
Yeah. If I'd had my Gin Carrera Plus, yeah, that would have been a good climb. Here we are coming in. Well, we got to lose some altitude now because we have a 400-foot ceiling where we fly from. It's not technically on the airport, but it's right next to it. So they let us fly all the way up to 400 feet there without. It's an agreement that Mo and all the guys local made with them. So we try to, get along with everybody and do the right thing. Yeah.
Okay.
And we come in. You see more farms. More traditionally, these are actually watered from canals as opposed to the other way. I'll have to dig out some one time of flying. Where were we? Was that here? Yeah, early here, the first day. I don't have it on this card. Where we
flying down through the canals?
Yeah, where I flew. I was foot dragging the canals, the water in the canals, heading out to the glider port. That was fun.
That was our neighbor leaving.
Yep. Our neighbor we were hanging out with and bullshitting with a lot. Real nice guy. And he was leaving just as I got there. So it's like, okay, got to go up and wave and say goodbye. So kind of fun. It was a fun thing. I'm watching those power lines real close, by the way. Yep.
Don't watch them too close. You run into them.
Nope. Yeah. You gotta keep an eye on them though. Yep. We come in.
Yep.
Here's our camp coming up on it. You'll see it right here. Those 3 vehicles are us. Well, 5 actually. 2 trucks.
76 miles. Ugh.
Is that how far you got to go still?
Well, no, that's just how far is the next rest area.
Oh, yeah, I've been there.
I'm hoping I'm not going to make it that far.
Yep. I can tell you that flying at or driving back when we were going through Texas was it Saturday night? Yeah.
Oh my God.
We hit winds 17 gusting to 42. And I was towing that 27-foot toy hauler, and Nick was towing his 18-footer. I pulled off because I thought the frame broke again or something. I didn't know it was that windy, and I didn't know it, but I parked in the lee of an ancient school building. So I got out. There's no wind. Nick walks up. We're looking it over. Can't find anything wrong. Turned around, and here's this great big sandstone school building there with no roof or no windows, no floors. Pretty cool. So another urban adventure had to happen. Yep. There we go.
Sure, why not?
Yep, that was fun.
Do some urbex.
You got it.
We were doing a lot of those. Every chance we got.
Yep. I only put like 3 flights on that wing. You flew it once there.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
Oh,
I'd like to fly it again. It's actually, I like the way it handles. A lot of brake pressure.
Yep. But it turns good. Yeah, I wish I had audio of this. It irritates me. I fixed it now, by the way. New microphone. Oh, well. That's okay. It was fun. It was a great time. I had somebody ask me, can he bring his flat top and his you know what wing he wanted to bring, and to the
About the year
fly-in.
event?
Is
Yeah,
Dominator.
Your turn.
this Dominator, and I said, yeah, I don't have a problem with that. Why would that be an issue?
I'll race him with a K2.
You mean the same wing?
K2 is actually, from what I understand, talking to people, is a little bit sportier.
Okay.
They did something with the lines where they changed it. The Dominator's a little bit slower. Guys I was talking to. There was a guy actually at Salt and Sea that had a K2 and a Dominator. He says he likes the K2. It's a little bit faster.
Is that the guy that was flying the one that was black and orange, green, just like yours?
Yep. Yeah,
It's
the only
like,
other wing I've ever
wow.
seen like mine. That's why I whenever talk to him, I'm like, I've never seen another one of these around.
Nope. Pretty amazing.
Yeah, because you thought it was me.
You can bring your flat top, you can bring your Dominator, but if you bring Dell, we'll kill you.
We won't
And
kill
him.
you, but he's got to be nice. I give, yeah, it's tough.
You got to invite Dell and
Dell
Captain to the
Shiza.
fly-in.
No, I'm not going to do a Michael Roberts.
Come on, we got a showdown. Who flies better? You know, there's enough rotor
Then
right your
again-
way to.
On the other hand, I got to say this much in Dell's defense, because I don't think he was lying about not being the guy who allegedly kicked an owl's butt.
That's funny because the video
One.
he posted shows him doing it.
No, it doesn't.
Oh yeah,
It cuts away from it about 3 seconds before he
It
starts
didn't-
bragging about kicking an owl's butt.
It did not originally, and that's the reason why he got the huge fine from the state where he lost the case and was found guilty for doing it. Interesting, isn't it?
Okay.
You can look
but
it up.
still, I want to. Okay.
Yeah,
but
he
how-
edited a video.
Originally, it showed it.
He went back and
Yeah.
did the edit because he didn't want the state tearing him up.
If you went to a time machine, you could probably find the original one if you looked hard enough.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not hard. The original's out there. A lot of people have it rehosted.
Mm-hmm.
But when was that supposed to have happened?
Oh God, that's been a few years.
Yeah, about the time the Dominator wing came out, he had the K2 or SEMA pulled the wing from him
Oh, okay.
and then sold him the rights to make his own.
Because the guy who wrote, I think it was a PPG Bible, and did the video, the DVD on airspace for ultralights and fire motors, that footage is on that video, and that came out in 2013. And I don't remember hearing about that before 2018. 5 years later. Or
I think that's when somebody
3 years
found
later?
it from the state and they took him to court. And that's how it became a big deal, because he got in trouble for it. I'm not sure exactly when it happened, though.
Okay.
I think the video was up there for a while before someone actually reported it, and all of a sudden the state took an interest in it.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
You know how they do.
Yeah, they were bored, running low on people to police, and decided to let's see if we can find a violation somewhere. Aha! Del Shiza. Yeah, that'll work.
Well, it's usually how it is. Someone has to report it.
Yeah.
They don't go out looking for stuff, but someone reports it to them, and then they
Yep.
say something.
Okay.
That's like, we'll probably get reported for dropping toilet paper.
But we went out and picked it up. 'Cause
Yeah, I
we
went and
ran-
picked it up after I dropped it. I was there
I know.
picking it up and re-dropping it.
I know we that day at Mayacopa at the airport, we picked up every piece of toilet paper we dropped there. We had every bit of it picked up. That was kind of a
Because none of it
challenge.
flew off to Mexico.
We weren't that close to Mexico then.
Now we had a plan to bomb Mexico with toilet paper, but the
Yeah.
winds stopped us from doing it.
We both got in the air that last day, and well, let's put it this way: when I launched, the windsock was about half mast, a real nice reverse, had a nice reverse. Then Nick launched, and about got blown over, and he got in the air. You caught it, you fixed it.
I was doing a forward. I got drugged back about 4 foot,
couldn't
5
believe
foot.
it.
I started getting on the power and just stood there.
Yep. And he's in
But-
the air. Well, I can tell you when I look back, the windsock is now straight out and shaking. I did a wind check again because they had said it was going to be like 3 hours before the wind picked up. And they were saying in 1 hour it was going to be 17-mile-an-hour base wind all of a sudden. So we decided just to make it a short flight and then land.
I think it was damn near 16, 17 base, and we landed.
When we landed, it was picking up pretty good. Yeah. It was not quite there because it would have been harder to get the wing down, but it was still, I dropped it sideways, I know, and pulled a single riser to keep it.
I don't know. I landed. Mine didn't want to come down. I was thinking I might
Yeah.
just go back up again because it was just fighting me, and I finally got it to come over.
Yep.
I'm just standing there like a quarter throttle, trying to kill the wing, and every time I try to kill it, it was trying to yank me off the ground again. I was just keeping the motor up just enough. If it did yank me off the ground, I was going to throttle up, just go for it.
Sure, why not?
Hey, if the wing wants to go up, you can't deny it. You just got to let it go up. Because
Yeah. At least do it under power.
yeah, I don't want to be off power and have it yank me off the ground and slam me back down.
Mm-hmm.
Slide you
that
back.
will be bad.
Yeah.
The days like that when I had to really power up to stand there really makes me want more power than that 80.
No, I can appreciate that after flying an Atom 80.
And now you see what I work with, because I'm the same weight you are.
Yep.
And what weight would that be?
About 215.
Yeah, it's
215. Okay.
yeah.
And Keith tried to fly an Atom 80 without all the extra weight of gear that I carry.
Yeah, but I was also flying it on a slightly yeah. How old are you, Nick?
Old enough.
How old are you, Nick?
42.
I'm 60. Okay, give me a break. I don't like to run that.
How much
62.
difference in launching is my nuke compared to your Hadron?
Well, the Hadron, I don't know. I didn't try that one. I actually should have. That should have been the one I was going to do. Should have done, but I didn't. I launched I launched the hard wing.
I launched that same wing with my 80. I flew your Revo 2 with the 80.
You did, didn't you?
Yeah.
Huh. Was there wind? Yes.
No, not much actually.
Was there
I
any?
had to work to get it up.
There wasn't any when I launched. To speak of. Barely. No, I get it. Hey, I don't launch with those little bitty motors, Nick. I fly a Moster 185. You know.
Yeah, you just pull the wing up, sit in your seat, and hammer on it.
I just lean back and let it push. My line on the Atom when I was trying it with the Revo was I felt like high idle. That was my line. It felt like high idle.
You just got to run a little bit harder. That's all.
Yeah, well.
You continue to run, and you put a little brake pressure in, and when your feet break the ground, keep running just in case you touch back down.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of how you do a low power motor. You got to get the airspeed up quickly.
Oh, I know. You got to get the airspeed there, though. It just
Kind of like
wasn't.
flying a tail dragger. Just keep going to the airspeed's right, and then rotate. That's all that Luna 2 feels to me. You can run your balls off. That thing is going to take you off the ground until you give it brake pressure.
You mean like this, Nick? This is launching a 1995 APCO Prima 30 meter with a Atom 80. Gonna go any second now. There we go.
You're thinking about it.
See the overcast?
Pink overcast.
Wing stable. Yeah, purple. It's pink and purple. Depends on which way the light goes through it. See what I mean? That's a hell of a run.
Yeah, in the meantime, we're all in the background hollering, power, 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 run.
What? That's all the power it had, man. Yep. That's all it had.
Wow.
Now, you notice I've now got the Bluetooth turned off now, so you can hear the motor. We thought about that, and I didn't turn it on. Here, we'll turn it up so you can hear the, we'll see if I'm throttled back when I fly over everybody. Because you should have video of this from the ground. I know from your 360 cam, right?
Yeah, I got to get that one edited yet. That one was sitting out in the field there.
Because I'm going to have to grab a little bit of that to go with this, you know, to show the other angle for the takeoff.
The long run.
You'll notice I'm still at full throttle, by the way.
I think you were until you were at full throttle till the time you touched the ground, I'm pretty sure.
No, not quite. I did throttle back, but that wing is not what you call efficient. It flies slow, but you can confuse slow for efficient.
Too much drag, not enough lift.
Yep.
It's essentially a parachute that thinks it's a paraglider.
When you think about it, in 1995, this wing was appropriately sized for me, and this.
In 1995. And how much did you weigh back then?
Oh, I didn't own this wing then. But yeah, I was hoping I throttled down enough you could hear when I yelled, "I will not be defeated." After getting in the air, I was so stoked. Well, here, we'll run it forward a little bit. Show you the landing.
Yeah, you didn't have a very long flight on it.
Oh, it's about 25 minutes or so, 20 minutes. About 20 minutes. There we go. I didn't want to run his engine that hard for too long.
Yeah.
You got to let the trimmers out to land this one. The wing is so draggy. If you don't let the trimmers out, you don't have enough power to flare. It just won't flare good. And I set them at half. I should have gone all the way that day. There they are. Setting my trimmers. Oh, I think it's going to skip to the next one. I think I have two. Yep. There we go.
Cool.
Trying to get them set just the way I want them.
That's right. You don't have pulleys on that thing. You got rings.
It's hardly, it's like
5.9.
Yeah, you're pulling. I can tell you to pull in, it's like doing pull-ups. I can tell you it's much lighter with Mo's engine with that little, that frame with the little engine than it is with mine.
5.9, 5.9, 5.9, 3.7, 5.9. Sleeping French.
So I did fly a little while, Nick. I flew it longer than I thought I did. I'll bring it up a little. There we go.
You were starting to have fun getting low.
I was playing a little bit. You can't get real steep, but you can play. This wing, you pull it to your knee. You pull it to your knees. And after you weight shift, it turns. If you don't weight shift first, it just it weight shifts way better than it turns with the brakes.
Huh.
You'll have to launch this one and fly it sometime just to do it. I only fly this one in perfect conditions, and it was like almost 11 o'clock by the time I finally launched it. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
Look at this flare touch. There was nothing. There was no.
Take my camera out on your way in.
Yep. And I do have chase cam footage of that one. Yes. Yep. So that was pretty wild.
pleasant color.
Hear my comment there? Think I would like a little more horse pressure. Yeah,
Sure, why not?
that's enough. Okay.
You always need power.
Oh, there is no substitute for power.
More power. Arr, 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 arr.
Isn't that what you tell me all the time, Nick, with your truck?
More horsepower. It
Yep.
works better that way.
Dirty Mac.
Mhm.
Not when it's buried, it doesn't.
That's true. It
Hey.
doesn't matter how much horsepower you got then.
We
You
won't
still gotta
speak
let
of the
air out of
sand
the tires.
incident.
We already have, too late.
Go ahead, share that picture.
Mm.
I don't
Show
know
the
if I even have it
picture
on
you
here.
showed me, Nick.
Mhm.
I don't think it's on here.
Oh, okay. Uh-huh. Okay.
No, I think that one got it's on my other footage, but it's not
On
on
the
here.
laptop. Okay.
Try to find it here.
Okay. 65 does not do it for me. Neither does 63. I got to go. I got to be somewhere. Somehow or another, they think I'm going to make it all the way to King of Prussia, Pennsylvania by 1500 tomorrow.
Where are you at now?
Somewhere north of Roanoke.
Okay.
It's like, according to the GPS, I can do it with like an hour to spare. But then the GPS is also retarded.
Oh, GPS
and
is
a little
are.
bit on the and a little bit on the optimistic side.
Yep, they always are that too. Did you notice if when you stop for gas, it doesn't take that into account, or diesel?
No, it should take that stuff into account, but it doesn't.
It doesn't. No. And if you don't drive right at the speed limit, it ends up short. I mean, you can.
Here's one for you, Keith. See if you remember this flight.
Okay. Well, that's Mo. That's Mo's machine. Yep.
Hi, Mo.
That's the one you're looking at buying. Yeah.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
For what it's worth, the moon looks pretty
Oh yeah.
behind that thin, high overcast.
Oh, isn't that gorgeous? Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to take the phone card out of my phone. Of course, drop the. Come on, I should be able to look at them directly here. Don't tell me this.
You know, that's where I realized I had the problem. You hear the sound change?
Yep, you could hear it. Yep, you sure could. Yeah,
I
Nick
just
had
started
a
looking
little
back and
issue.
forth, like, what the hell just happened?
Something strange just happened. Yeah, and there was a little.
What did it turn out to be?
Oh, fun!
A bolt come off of the pull starter, a bolt and an aluminum spacer, and went right through the prop.
I mean, it took the leading edge. It shattered the leading edge for a pretty good area.
Drat.
Yep, it was amazing. It wasn't.
Bleep.
Yeah.
Bleep.
I just,
Bleepity bleep.
I let off the power. I was gliding, looking around, make sure everything was intact. And then I got back on it, trying to sort it out, and finally brought it into land.
Yep.
Perfect landing. In fact, I did one of your kind of landings, Keith.
Yep. Foot drag. Yeah, that was a Yoda, wasn't it?
Yoda Yak.
Yoda Yak. Yeah, with the 80 on it.
Yeah, Blaney 80 liquid cool.
Mm-hmm. Little
Very
more
fun
power,
engine.
little more horse pressure than the Atom 80.
Find the land.
Horse pressure. I like that.
Yep. That's it. My dad used to have nicknames for everything, and that was one of them that stuck with me.
Get the queue up here. Where'd it go? There it is. Here's the landing, Keith.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Very nice.
Mm-hmm.
I remember right, that was at the point you were already defeated with the 80 in your other wing.
Oh yeah, that first night. Yeah, that was just it was a long day, and like I said, after a couple attempts, that one I ran with that dang Revo 2 every bit as far or further than I ran with the APCO the next morning. And it never felt like it was lifting off. It never felt like it was really lifting.
It didn't want to go up. I know that.
No, it did not that day. Yep. And I think the wing, it was lagging just a hair, and I didn't realize it. It was not quite, as I haven't been flying that wing as much lately. But I don't know. It's,
Oh, that's the problem. You go back and forth on wing. Kind of.
Yeah.
We all tend to do it, though. We jump back and forth.
Oh, yeah.
What were your thoughts on the Luna? You got to fly it, too.
I enjoyed it. I thought, as I tell people all the time, I said it reminded me an awful lot of a Paramania wing. It had a very steady pressure on the brake. It wasn't as high as my Revo 2, but it was a little more active. Not much more, but a little more. I did a barrel roll each direction and one wing over each direction just to see how it handled without tip steer. And it did nice. It was very nice handling. It flew very stable. It landed good. It was an interesting takeoff, though, because to get the takeoff and to get the actual initial zoom climb, you actually had to pull a little brake. There's just
that's what got me. Like I kept running. I'm like, the thing should be taking me off the ground, and I finally pulled brake, and
I'm gonna bring up some pictures. So I'm logging in twice, Nick.
I don't care.
Yeah.
If you would, you want to put the in the chat here? You want to throw a show in? Because Tony from out Salton Sea's on here.
Okay. I gotta get. Oh, sorry. I gotta quiet this thing
Audio
down.
problem.
Got it. Turn down.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. If you don't mute the audio, it's not good. Should be able to mute it. Oh well. I moved my mic away. Let's see. Get some pictures here. I know I can do this.
That's what she said.
Oh, here we go.
Is this good content?
I don't know. Is it?
That's what we said most nights. No, I snuck up behind Aaron. We're over at the field at Anthony Vella's place. I got up and hadn't got dressed yet. I'm just walking around in my boxers. Walked up behind. Like, is this good content? He turned around and about fell over.
Yeah.
Keith looked
Still
out
hadn't
like, what the
found your
hell?
pants, huh?
No, too much tequila that night.
Yeah.
I was getting ready to get a shower, but I had to get out and see what those two were up to. Who was going to fly when? Don't want to, don't want to get in the shower to fly in when guys got motors out. They're liable to send it before you get a chance to get in the air.
Yeah, that happens.
There you go, Nick.
Oh, that's an antenna array.
Yeah. That's how big that thing was. Look at it in the distance. Go off in the distance for real perspective.
Just keeps on going like the Energizer Bunny.
Oh, you fly over it, it keeps going and going. Like you could do multiple touch and goes just on the antenna array itself. Not to mention the fact that field's like 2 miles long.
Yep. Okay, what am I doing wrong here?
Like I wish it would have been not so windy that second day we flew over, because that was one of my plans, to do a touch and go on that upper array deck.
Yep.
As long as you stay to the left or right of the center, you've been okay.
Mm-hmm. Trying to find a. Oh, I hate this.
Trying to find the cool pictures of the inside of the building.
Well, I was trying to back out of this picture. Let me get out of it. Okay, there we go. Now I can go back in and get into it. It's going to make me do this for each one.
Yeah, that's the only problem when you use it on your phone. It really, it's touchy.
Yep. There's a couple of us hanging out. We did a 10-mile ride in the desert on the one wheels and the scooters. So I decided we had to shoot pictures in front of one of the giant cactus.
Soaring.
Yep. Yeah, unfortunately, somehow my photos are in the camera, not on the card. I don't know how that happened.
Oops.
Remember this?
Oh yeah.
That's the Christmas tree pile burning Sunday night at Moe's. It was too windy Saturday when they were going to do it. Yeah. See the fire coming off from the side here?
Uh-huh.
Yep. That's where they lit it.
Looks like fun to me.
Oh, it was a blast.
What, it blew up too?
Oh, it was a good time.
Oh yeah, they recreated the scene from Die Hard.
It's about, yeah.
Big long trail of gasoline and lit it.
There you go. This is the place where.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Wait, what? Wait, what?
Give you a second to read it.
Flying squirrels will attack exposed nuts.
Use the restrooms. Those are the kind of signs.
Alrighty then.
Those are the kind of signs that Mo had. That's what they did. You know, they were a lot of fun. All their signs were a lot of fun.
All kinds of signs like that scattered all over the place.
Oh yeah, different things, but they had fun doing them.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the picture of that? There you go. Speak Spanish, you'll know what this means, or can read Spanish.
Oh, I can't. So
It basically says no entry in the area. Oh, boy, I'm trying to remember. Permission of the commander of the installation. And I don't remember the bottom. I had somebody read it to me once, but I don't remember what that actually says on the bottom.
Okay. Ooh, that's the sign I was looking for right there. Exit 195.
There you go.
Dear God, let there be a hole.
See a nightmare? That was the first day there, heading there. Actually, second. That was mine. Yeah, this whole back plate had to be replaced. The hub, the entire brake system. It was a mess. I just thought I'd post that once. That was
Lots
crazy.
of fun.
Yeah, I didn't think to do the live from the phone to show pictures that day.
How bad you tore it up?
Oh, I didn't tear it up. It just failed. They did. That was the dealer that fixed it for me. Yeah.
Yeah, don't ever use them again.
No. This is cool. You guys might like this. Something we saw at a shopping center. Remember that one, Nick?
Oh, yeah. What he had under the hood of that thing was amazing.
Yep. I wish I had a picture of under the hood. I didn't get that one. You did.
Yep.
I had it was a small block, but it was quite impressive.
It was a large, small block.
Yes, it was. That was pretty impressive.
How does that work?
Very well.
Very careful, tight. Yeah.
A large, small block.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, let's see. You guys have all seen these pictures, I'm sure. When we were there the Saturday night at Moe's.
Okay.
That's pretty cool.
Rather well lit up there.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, that's interesting.
What's that? The Flying Man? Yep.
No, what was interesting is the night that a bunch of guys were riding one wheels around with helmets on their heads with bottle rockets and fireworks strapped to them.
Oh, that was wild.
Good Lord.
He almost talked
Even
me into
I'm
doing
not that
it.
stupid.
I can't believe you didn't do it, Keith.
I didn't do it. My unicycle stayed. No helmet on that night.
You should have put a fire helmet on. If I'd have had one, I'd have done it, but I'd have had a pair of bottle rockets or Roman candles in my hand too to shoot at each other.
This is what we stopped behind. This is what was blocking the wind that night.
Yeah, the night I got seasick trying to sleep in the trailer.
Oh my God, yeah, that was quite a night.
Well, at least you got rocked front to back. I got rocked side to side all night long.
Yep.
Worse than sleeping on the houseboat.
Wow. Nothing but kvetching. Come on.
Yeah, here's the actual sign of what it was. School. I don't know if you can read the thing or not. No, the left side was just. That was a really old school. Pretty cool. Never know what you're going to run into.
Looks like I done found my parking.
Good deal. Here, should I run through the inside of the antenna array real quick, Nick?
Oh yeah, that was cool getting to see that.
Here's the control room. This was just a shot I took at the main desk. I'd love to have that at the house just to play with.
I could use that in my radio room.
That's what I'm thinking. That'd be nice. Set
I've got
up
the
a
radios to
production.
mount in it too.
Yep, I hear you, dude. Won't let me do it. I was hoping it'd let me scan. Dang it.
Very good. And it's sloped just right, too. I'm going to sleep well tonight.
Nice. It's always nice when things are the right direction, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I like sleeping with my head above my feet, not below.
Yep. Let's see, what's this?
BRB. Come on, that.
Well, the control cabinets are still there.
Cool.
Yep.
It was amazing how much it was still left there, but a lot of it was, had been rummaged through and things taken out.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the cool stuff was missing.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, it was the
Like
battery
the actual
backup unit.
transmitters.
No, they were still out there on the outside, but the ones on the inside were gone.
That is a brand new 5,000 watt dummy load.
Wow.
I will confirm it does take 5,000 watts.
I don't know how you'd know that, but dang.
It can create a hernia too.
That I believe.
Okay.
All I can say is Bertha's happy.
Mm-hmm. This is the original transmitter array. The power meters, current, gave you the current and the voltage for a couple of them. They broke it down in sections.
Cool.
That was the ones they were using,
Right.
the last ones they were using, because that was
Yes.
the current going out to the
Right.
array out there on the poles.
Yep. That's the transmitter.
Strip. Save. Click.
There you go. You want to read what it is? $5,000 watt continuous. That's that dummy load. It really is a 5,000 watt dummy load.
Coaxial resistor.
Yep, 50
Beautiful.
ohm too. It's amazing. That'll work for most modern radios, even.
Too bad I don't have a modern flex radio to push through it.
Oh, man,
I
5,000 watt.
I can carry the 1,000 out of my 1 amp and then going through Bertha. It doubles as a heater.
Oh, cool. See if we can see them. I think this is the horses. The shot I took.
Oh, you get a good shot in your phone too?
Yep, there they are.
Pretty. Lights off.
Just amazing that they haven't rounded them all up yet.
No, they don't want to. They want to just keep the numbers low. I used to have a friend that one of the guys that worked where I did. He's from Freeburg, Illinois. He used to do the Mustang Roundup every year. I think he's too old to do it now, but he used to do it.
Oh, I used to go out there and help round them up, try to drag them in.
He used to bring them back to his place, some of them, and gentle them and train them and everything. And then they'd go out from there. He was one of the guys that did the whole thing. Back to the antenna array. This is fun. Gee, go figure.
Radiation hazard.
Yep. Well, let's see. There's a reason for that.
That sign would look nice hanging on my trailer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I actually need it with the new radios I'm going to put in there soon.
Yep.
I realized there's enough space underneath my one cupboard in there. I can actually mount the amplifier and the tuner.
There you go, guys. That's one of the transmitters.
Interesting.
Yep, it's a pretty good sized thing. Hot surface.
Gosh, hot surface.
Yep.
Well, that's an interesting heat sink.
Yep.
We figured the amount of power they're putting through those things.
Oh yeah.
You would not want to touch that thing while it's operating.
I wouldn't think.
Or
No.
for an hour or two after it's done operating, especially in the desert. I can't imagine the heat they had there.
I wouldn't want to be sitting near it just because of the RF.
Well, you could. I think you could actually be underneath of it without much of a problem.
Yeah.
Pointing up. I don't think much
Probably.
was coming through that Faraday cage underneath.
Yeah.
Just don't go flying over it while it's operating.
That would be a bad idea.
This whole mission is to hit the ionosphere, so. Yeah, we said what year it was. Here's how we know what year they pickled everything. Oh, 05, sorry. Wrong year. It was later. 2/10 of 05 is when they pickled the generator. Yep. That was interesting.
Wish I could have been there.
What did I just do? Oh, sorry. Sorry about that. I clicked the wrong button. That's my grandson. Yep. Anyway, we got a bunch of interesting shots we made. Video, a lot of video to come.
Cool.
Who's this? Think we weren't investigating? Remember that, Nick? Nick?
So who was that?
That was Nick looking down in a pit with the dead rat.
Okay.
It was actually it was pretty cool. That was the picture of you looking down the pit.
Oh yeah, the big water well.
Yep.
We were trying to figure out what it was, and here was like a cistern.
Here's an Easter egg from Mo on his paramotors. Yeah, he's got the flying man on every paramotor.
That's kind of badass. You know,
Cute. It's kind of neat that he did that.
if you buy one, you got to fly it there one time.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I think you should get his frame with that Palladium motor I'm looking at.
That might be a good combination. Yeah.
There's a little bit more power, a lot more thrust.
I'm looking around at motors as I still want to set something up for Soaring, but
I think that motor's not that expensive either for what it is.
no. This is the one I flew. Yep.
You got to put a bigger prop on that thing. There's enough room for a little bit larger prop.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you only had a 125 on it. A 130 would have made a little difference.
I know they make the top 80 I have with a 130 on it, and it has a lot more thrust. I get to play with one out at EFD, and I was really impressed with it. And it's their rigid cage rather than the flex one that I have.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
This to the back. to the back. I'm about to throw you guys. Move that to the back. I'll grab one of these.
Oh yeah, I remember this day. You remember this one?
What did I get? Cherry limeade. Yeah, that'll work.
Breakfast.
Stick that in the freezer.
Hanging out with Anthony and them at El Paso.
We aren't even going to bother with the curtains.
Just to make sure no one was trying to join there. Heard something ring. I could figure out what it was first.
That's what I got to do.
Hang on.
Put some charge on this. Yes. Put that in. Got to recharge my strobe.
The Salton Sea. There really was stuff there at one time.
Yeah, that's why there's so much miasma at the place. Okay, turn that off. Oy. Turn this one on.
Another kind of cool shot down the beach.
Man, what a day.
Remember what I was shooting then. Oh well. Well, anyway, just thought I'd share a few pictures from the trip too.
Very interesting. I'd love to get a hold of one of those transmitters.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna drop the other connection, make it simpler. Okay. That's better. Anyway, we had a, amazing, it was literally, as I told somebody, he said, how was it? You got stuck out there an extra week and everything? I said, it was absolutely the most amazing trip of my life at this point, so far.
Cool.
So far.
Okay.
Yes, Plainfield PPG. I definitely had 2 sessions of Zoom running to do that. One was on my phone and one was on my desktop computer. Unfortunately, it's the only way I could get the stuff off of there when I decided to do it. But it worked.
That's all that matters, right?
There you go. That's it. It worked. Yeah, you can do multiple sessions of Zoom.
Doesn't matter how dumb it is. If it works, it's not dumb.
All the crazy stuff we have to do in the desert, but try to do shows there. That was almost impossible.
Yep.
I believe he was responding to me. Did get Mo to come on here. He just how cool that be? Keith.
Huh?
I just noticed something message on Facebook. I sent the link to the show. I think you know, come on.
What didn't? A link didn't? Yes, I've got the show's definitely live. I mean, but it was, yeah.
I just sent Mo an invitation to come on with us.
Oh, okay.
That'd be kind of cool to get him in here.
Yeah.
We're talking about his event.
Yeah, we have been. You're right. That's true. Yep. Well, the next event, I guess, is if somebody goes to Parapalooza or whatever they're calling it on the island, which I'm not going to make it to that one because I got a couple friends that want to go flying in Florida and they don't have 100 hours. And since they're asking for 100 hours, I'm going to go with my other friends and let people check it out and see how the island thing goes this year.
I plan on checking it out. I'll be in Virginia the week before working, and then I'm going to drive down there, check that out, and then find out where you guys are going to be.
Yeah, we're going to end up going down the weekend of the 27th, and we haven't determined the exact spot we're going to be yet, but we're working on it. Probably going to be some beach flying involved. I'm pretty darn sure. That's usually
I like beach flying.
Oh, me too. I love it. It's awesome.
It's my favorite. All day flying.
Hang on just a second.
And laminar airflow. Laminar flow is good.
I have to make a short trip. I'll be back in just a minute, in a couple minutes. If Mo comes on, great. If not, okay. But I will be back. Yep.
We'll be here waiting for you.
Okay. Yep.
We'll keep a light on for you.
The boss just called and said I have to go do something. So
we'll be waiting here for you.
Yep. Okay. And this pause has been brought to you by Runkey's Big and Tall Uniforms for Henchmen, the apparel choice of the discerning dastard. Just ask any evil genius and he'll tell you, if you got a chunky flunky, put him in a Runkey's.
You always come up with the good stuff, Bob.
I try. I stole that from Alex White.
Alex White?
Yep.
Oh, I guess who's coming in?
Alex White?
No.
To complain about.
Hey, Mo.
Hey, Mo. Hey, Joe.
Just connecting to audio.
Yep. It does take a moment or three.
Yeah, it takes a second for the audio to connect sometimes. Wait till your audio connects, Mo. We can't hear you yet. You have to hit call over internet, I think, at the bottom corner of the screen.
Yep. Still trying to figure it out, is he?
You have to hit the audio button at the bottom.
Come on, Mo. You can do it.
We can't hear Mo. Look at the bottom of your screen. There should be a button for audio. You need to hit that. We're not hearing anything. Oh. There, your video's on. Now hit the button for your audio, the little microphone button at the bottom corner.
Technical difficulties.
Or how to, I don't know if he's using an iPhone, how the buttons work on it or not.
And these technical difficulties have been brought to you by Runkey's Big and Tall Uniforms for Henchmen. Okay. Got to get back to that for sure.
I sent a message what to do here.
So how many subscription notifications have I had since we went live? He said as he looked at his YouTube. 1, 2. Okay, well, because you're live, you're up near the top 3. And there's the advert. Skip ad.
I found a way to run my old computer.
1, 2. There we go. Okay, well, because you're live, you're up near the top 3.
Gonna
And
figure it
kill
out.
the audio,
Same message.
so we don't have the problem with. Yeah. And kill the audio, so we don't have the feedback problem. Very good. Super chat. Dee-dee-dee.
There's gonna be a mic button there somewhere, Mo.
Bottom left.
I'm not sure if he's using an iPhone or what he's using.
Yeah, there it is. Well, I bet that sucks, Johnny.
Always fun when you have technical difficulties.
Hello, Casper. You should join us. Anyway, here we are trying again. And giving up again. Come on, Mo. You can do it. I have faith in you.
I'm trying to look at it myself, see how you have to set the audio. I know there's a setting for it.
Yep.
Yeah, when you first join, it asks you to join with video and audio.
Yep. And call over the internet when it gives you the prompt.
Checking on mine to see. I think that's how it works. Yeah, that's exactly how it works. You have to click join with video.
Welcome to the program, Nick. The second time. And goodbye. Wow.
Yeah, I just kicked mine on to see, make sure. I couldn't remember the exact procedure. I use the phone all the time, but I forget how I do it. You know how this works. You do this every day, and then you just totally forget how to tell people how to do it. I
Yeah.
used to be the knowledge base.
Like me,
How
I can't
to do
afford
that.
an iPhone, so I don't have to worry about that.
I wasn't sure if he was an iPhone user or a damn
Android, I
Android
got
user.
that figured out.
Yeah, well, I use Android every day. And that's what drives me nuts. Trying to use anything else.
Mm-hmm.
Coming in against what happens. Says it's connecting to audio, so hopefully it works this time. Hits the right button, we'll have it. You got to hit the little microphone button there.
I have faith in you.
There we go. Can you hear me?
Now I can hear you.
There he is. Welcome to PPG Adventures, Mo.
Wonderful. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, you got to get on here more often with us. We were talking about your field, and we showed Keith's funky takeoff on your motor.
Yeah.
Flying that old antique APCO.
Well, I just got back from a 3-day motorcycle trip, put 1,000 miles. We went to Joshua Tree National Park.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty fun. We had there were, I think, 10 riders. We had a group that met us from Las Vegas, about 5 from Las Vegas, 5 from Phoenix. So sorry to get off topic with paramotor, but
hey,
it's okay. We do that all the time.
Yeah, that's the one thing about this show. We talk about anything and everything.
Nice. Yeah, it was my escape. Kind of needed it after the circus. That was quite an event. There was a lot going on, as you both know. Yes.
Yeah, Keith will be back with us here in a minute.
Did Monty make it to the flying circus?
Did who make it?
Monty. Monty Python.
Mo doesn't get it.
Oh, yes, of course. Yeah, we had Gumpy there as well. Yeah.
And next year, you got to do your ACTA. I want to see you fly that trapeze.
What about
I'll try to get that little plane flying. That thing is really cool too, because I can get it slow enough to fly with paramotors, and it's fun. Yeah, I've got a little, it's an old Quicksilver ultralight. And that thing, I can get it down to about 20 mile an hour. It's pretty fun.
You get it where it'll fly, I'll fly it.
That's right. You said you've flown one of those.
Yeah, you just got to get that vibration out of the prop. I don't want no prop coming off while I'm flying.
Yeah, me neither. That thing is beautiful. It's an antique, I guess. It was built in 1981, and it's in pristine shape.
It seems to have a problem when I fly your products with props having issues.
Maybe it's the pilot.
Well, that's not what you were telling me that night.
No, I don't remember that.
I don't know what happened with that bolt through that starter to come loose. I looked back at that video and I was trying to sort it out when it happened. Like
you're talking about
around.
Are you talking about the bolt that came off underneath? That is weird. I don't know what happened there.
Yeah, I looked at my 360 video of it. You can see it, all of a sudden start vibrating. You hear the noise and you can see the vibration.
I see.
It was one of those like, oh, this is not good. Well, I love that machine. I can't wait to get it here so I can fly it.
Well, it's waiting in my shop for you.
I'm just waiting on divisions, as you know.
Yeah, I get it.
We have been keep me busy since I got home. I can tell you that.
Yeah, I've just been unwinding. That's circus is a lot going on. So
Yeah, you work your ass off putting that show on. I will say that.
it is a lot of work, but I really enjoy it. It's we've been doing it 18 years. I wouldn't keep doing it over and over. And you saw there's amazing amount of volunteers that come forward. I mean, it's not just me. There's a lot of people that have made it happen.
Well, next year I'm going to help make it even better.
All right, cool. That actually what makes the event better every year is the volunteers that step up. So cool.
Yeah, I'll be there extra early, right after Salton, and we'll land some tubes up there in the backfield.
I can't wait to hear the noise you're going to bring. I know you like noisy things, and well, I encourage that out there.
Well, I'll bring some noisy things out there.
From the collection of noisy things that you have what, turbine engines and air raid sirens. Yeah, I can't wait.
Might even bring a couple of smaller hit and miss engines.
All right.
Be kind of cool if we could put a belt on your flying man there and just belt that prop up an old hit and miss and let it run all day.
The only problem is there's not a lot of us that like that much noise, and I think we would lose audience very quickly if we did it all day.
Or we got some real fun. You got those governors sitting in front of the stage. You can belt those up the hit and miss to actually watch the fly balls work.
Yeah, the guy who builds the website, there's a bunch of the volunteers that absolutely hate that tornado siren that keeps coming out every year, and they just threaten a mutiny. But I make sure I count all the votes.
Hey, that thing's badass. The minute I was in the trailer when I heard it come up, and I knew exactly what it was. I'm like, someone's got one of the cool toys.
Yeah, that guy called me up years ago, and he's like, "Hey, can I bring a tornado siren to your circus?" And I'm like, "Are you kidding? Of course." So, and he's become a staple. He's there every year. Him and his family. He's got like, I think, 12 kids, and it's the coolest thing that they all are out there putting that thing together and getting it going. And he has it jerry rigged. It needs like 50,000 watts to run, and he managed to figure out how to get it running using a tractor, because it just needs a lot of wattage to get it started.
Well, so the siren itself doesn't take the power. It's that blower that takes all the power.
Correct. So he uses
you need about 20 horse to drive that blower properly.
We just don't have 50,000 watts out there. So.
Oh, I got a generator I can bring out and get you enough power.
Well, we would have the full tornado siren if you do that. So. Yeah, we talked about that. I would be interested in a generator out there.
I just got to figure out how to get it out to you.
Yeah, I get it. Those things are heavy and huge.
But it hooks behind the truck. The problem is I had to take my trailer off to haul it down there. And I was stuck in Arizona for days without my trailer.
Gotcha. Where's it coming from?
Ohio.
Wow. Yeah, that's a trip.
It's literally setting right now about 10 foot from the truck.
That's
crazy.
Be
Hooked up. Very easily.
What does it have? 2 wheels? Or is it dually?
It's 2 wheels.
I might be coming out to that flying in Fredonia. When is that? In September? And then you guys are having a flying, right?
I'm having one here in Ohio, actually, probably in July.
Okay. Well, I might let's talk about that. I'm interested in heading out that way. And July sucks around here. It's stupid hot. It gets into the triple digits and the high triple digits. It's just not fun to be here.
I'll bet.
You get good morning flying, but the rest of the day is just no good. And maybe an evening flight every now and then. Yeah, summers are brutal out here.
I can't imagine. Like, I know what it was like when I was there. I can't imagine being there in the summer. I would probably
Yeah.
stay in the
One of those
trailer with
things
the
where you'd
air
have to
conditioning
take it up to Class A to get cool enough.
Yeah, exactly.
cranked. I
Yeah.
ain't got enough power to go that high yet. Someone has to bring me a motor with a little bit more juice to it to get me up there.
The other thing we get around here is these afternoon storms. They call them haboobs. These huge monsoons that kick in right around July, and then so we're we can fly all year. You just fly early morning, but it's just
That's what's nice when you have the event there, because you can fly almost all day there. Perfect conditions. Except for the days it got blown out. I kind of like that.
yeah. Well, this year we got a lot of wind. It was unusual. We've had great weather this time of year usually.
Well, I think it had to do with that storm going through Texas. I think it was the precluding part of that caused all those winds.
Mm.
That was a nasty cold front coming through there. It had to have messed with the winds out there a little bit.
Yeah, I guess. It was windy the next day on Monday and Tuesday out there. I was up cleaning up and it got really crazy windy. So
Yeah, we flew in the mornings out your little over out direction, but during the day it was quite windy. But the evenings laid down nice.
Who's creeping down the streets of the city? Okay, that's enough of that.
hey
You
guys,
missed
I'm
our-
sorry I got to keep this short, but I've got dinner waiting. So
Got dinner waiting.
yeah, I got to go.
Yeah, Keith's gonna be mad he missed you.
All right. Hey, great catching up with you guys.
Yeah, you'll
Thank
get
you for
on one of
joining
these
us.
other times. We're on every Monday night.
All right.
Glad to have you on here to talk about the flying circus and promote the event. We're
Wonderful.
all
Thank
definitely
you.
going to be there.
All right. Thanks again for the invite.
You're welcome.
All right.
Was my singing really that bad?
You scared Mo off.
And no, he didn't.
Damn.
You haven't seen Bob when he gets in his bed at night, lays around with no shirt on, scares everybody.
No comment.
So you'd fit in well at some of these events.
I'm sure I would.
You should have come to
At
Flying
least y'all,
Circus.
at least most of you appreciate my sense of humor.
Would have been fun to have you out at Flying Circus. You could have brought the truck there as a target for us to land on. Oh, and Keith comes back just in time.
Whatever you do, don't actually land on top of the trailer. You will fall through the roof. I guarantee it.
You missed the best part, Keith.
You can foot drag it all you want.
How's that?
Guess who
you
come
missed
on with
Mo.
us?
Did Mo get on?
Yep.
Oh, dang it. Oh, well. That's the way it goes.
So I invited him on for next week, too.
Okay, cool. Well, that's good. Sounds
Don't
good.
forget to send him an invite real time before we
Yep.
go live next week.
Yep.
Yeah, I got him on Messenger now, so we can get a hold of him and
Mm-hmm.
get him on here and help promote that great flying he does out there.
Oh, yeah, man. That is a good
18
time.
years of hard work. I mean, it's just, that's the event.
Did he have a hard number yet on how many people were there?
No,
He still didn't. Okay.
he was driving.
Oh, okay.
Then we had the first 10 minutes he was on, we were having a problem with getting his audio connected.
And unfortunately,
Oh,
I
shoot.
scared him off with my singing.
Uh-oh. Man, I'll tell you. I was making a comment the other day. I picked up my paramotor on the other side of the field when I landed and carried it back in with my wing and everything in with me. And I'm like, wow, I didn't realize before I left for the trip, that would have really kind of winded me a little bit. Now I don't even care. I'm just talking away while I'm carrying the wing and the motor. Well, tonight I had
There you go.
I'm filling holes in my driveway with rock. Same thing. I'm just digging away and not even, that trip was so good for me.
With all that walking through the desert.
Oh man, walking and running around carrying motors and gas and generators and
riding that damn one-wheel thing of yours.
The unicycle. I put 103 miles on my unicycle during the trip. Yep. That's a lot of riding.
Wow. Yeah.
That's just crazy. That many miles on that thing.
How many charges did that take?
I don't know. I charged it every couple days. So just to be safe, it'll do the book says it'll do 40 miles. We did a 10-mile ride and it said I had 32 left. So you tell me.
Yeah, that was pretty rough. Yeah, that motor was working hard to keep you moving on that thing.
No, not really. That thing never works hard. It hits top speed and it's still not working hard.
Cool.
You can actually
How much that thing cost you?
A lot less than a one wheel. It's like $1,250, where a one wheel is like
$2,500,
26. Yeah.
So $1,800 for the base, and usually $2,200 to $2,500 by the time you get fenders and other goodies. Yeah.
By the time you get it where you can ride it,
or where you're
happy. Good.
Yeah. But this one's pretty well the way I needed it when I got it. So, and it'll go anywhere a one wheel will. And truthfully, it's not that much harder to ride compared to my old one. We were on Michael Roberts' show, and after show I commented to Rip Man. I said it's all his fault. He said, "What's all my fault?" I said, "Let me ride to his big unicycle." And I had to have one. Yep. Worth it.
Yeah, once you get one, it's like you want to keep riding.
Oh yeah, man.
You're addicted to riding that thing.
Well, it's just nice. It's fun. It's good for my legs, and it's good for your abs and all that.
Really?
Oh yeah, because you're balancing and your legs, and you're constantly working to stay balanced. So your abs are tensioning and letting up. Your legs are. You'd be surprised how much exercise you get riding that electric unicycle. Mine's a stand-up. I mean, it's a 16-inch stand-up. So you're not sitting on a seat.
I got to get me one of those.
Yeah. I used to say at my first one, I was like, yeah, they're a lot harder to ride than the one wheels. Then I got the big one and I went, yeah, this isn't as hard as the other one was. And then remember I put the guy on it by the camper that had been riding the one wheel, but never rode the unicycle. In like 2 minutes, I had him riding it all over. So if you can ride a one wheel, I can get you on a unicycle pretty dang quick. And if you've never been on one, probably a half hour.
I tried it a few times. I couldn't keep the thing upright.
Well, the big thing is on that one, you have an issue with ankles too, with an ankle, and that's part of the reason. We'd have to do it the way I did it with one guy, where I did it with the arm. Well, you tried it with the arm and the shoulder thing once. We did try that.
I think you were on the wrong side of me though.
Could be. That could be. We'll try it again. We'll do it again.
On smoother surface.
Yeah.
Unlike that sinking sand. That stuff's hard.
It does add a level of difficulty. Well, my first day there, I didn't know to let air out of the tire on that one, how much. And I let it from 40 to 35. I ended up at 20 that night. 20 pounds of pressure. And I rode it everywhere at 20 pounds of pressure out there, including across that crushed asphalt simulated garbage they had. Remember that? Rough as hell. Yeah. And still rode good on that. Yeah, we rode.
I don't like the senior ride it where I got the truck stuck though.
No, it won't go. Nothing will go there. I mean, a one wheel won't go there. That's blow sand. That stuff's just loose as hell. I mean, you know, you might make it across, but you'd have to have a tire low and you wouldn't want to stop.
I think one of the one wheels with the wider tire, with a grippy tire, might do it.
Maybe with the grippy. I don't know. The guys that were there, I didn't see anybody that had any better luck going into really, really soft stuff than I did. So, you know, I pretty well went everywhere they went once I let the air out.
I don't know. We're just riding there by Robert's camp there. We're had a hard time with the stand-up
Yep.
scooter. You're having a hard time. I've seen some one wheels go booking through there without much of an issue.
That was before I let the air out of the tires. Once I let the air out of the tire, I went through there without much of an issue. I rode over to Michael's place, I don't know, a dozen times after that. I was nervous as heck the first couple times I did it because every time you'd hit the really soft stuff, it would just throw you. And you just get off. I mean, it's just stepping off, but I mean, still, I was like, man, because it kept wanting to turn right, and it was scraping my right inner thigh, leg, calf, and I ended up with a big old raspberry there from that day only. Yep. And once I let the air out of the tire, day and night difference. Well, heck, you remember I rode it all over Glamis too. And then then the Flying Circus.
We rode those things there. We were on the scooters, that thing, pretty much the whole time.
Oh, yeah,
all we did was.
Yeah, you remember the Brahma? The guy had the Brahma there. I still thought that was the biggest compliment I got from somebody there. As he went by me, he yelled, "Man, that thing's fast!" We're both going down the runway at night. Yep. Yeah.
That was kind of fun, just cruising around. That trip through a desert was a trip.
Oh, that was. We should have shot more. That's where that picture of us at the cactus was. We had a couple of them. You guys shot some. I shot some.
I wish I'd have taken my 360 camera, put it on the handlebar mount or chest mount, and rode that with us.
I hear you, man. Yep. I
got so many of them cameras. I underutilize them half the time. I need to start using them more often.
Oh, I know. Now I got more. A session now too.
That's a nice camera. The problem with that thing is the goddamn battery. It doesn't last long enough, and you can't remove it. So you got to charge. Every time you land, you got to plug it in.
I did a 2-hour flight with it, and it still had battery because I left it on for another 20 minutes.
Really?
Yeah, when I did that long flight, that 2-hour flight, the one with the Mustangs.
It must be the settings. So I run mine. I get like an hour out of it at best.
I don't know. I that's what Sean thought too, and I didn't change anything. I just turned it on, and of course I just took
frame
it
rate
off.
You have it on.
It shouldn't matter on anything but storage for that.
No, it matters. Trust me, because on like my GoPro Max, if I put the higher frame rate, it cuts the battery in half.
Now, which one's the Max?
Wow, that's the 360 on my helmet.
Oh, well, that's why, because you're running a 360-degree camera.
No, I don't run it in 360. More. I've used it like 3 times in 360.
Okay.
And that was like last year. I used it to poker run last year. After that, I quit doing it.
You just posted a 360 video not too long ago because I was looking at it.
That's my chest camera. That's my Samsung.
Oh,
that one goes for like 3 hours. No, that GoPro, oh my God, it eats the battery.
But you can also plug, now it doesn't work obviously on a chase cam, but you can plug an external power source in on the session.
What?
Yeah.
Because I do on my my Garmin.
Actually, you can on your chase cam. There's a guy, I have to try to find the link. There's a guy that makes a housing for the session.
Oh, with the battery.
It has a battery in the back of it.
Yeah, that would work. I'm gonna have to look for that. That's true. It's
the one I was telling you about. He machines the aluminum housings to hold them.
Yeah.
And he makes a housing where you put the battery in the back of it.
Okay, so it has extra battery. That makes sense.
Because that's the one problem with chase cams. Usually, you have a camera, no battery, and the Session's a nice camera, but the mounts are a piece of shit. They're too thin.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I liked carrying the GoPro 4 on there, because I could put it had a bigger battery. But on the other hand, this one's doing real good. You could change the battery. So if you wanted to do another flight, you could do a swap out, which you can't do on the Session. So it's like you land the Session, you run in and throw it on charge real quick so it's ready for the next flight. Yep.
Yeah, I got the I don't know, I bought the 360 GoPro. I thought I'd like it. but it's, I don't know, it's goofy at times. You know, the forward camera on it's great. I like the stabilization, but I wish I could turn it off.
Mm-hmm.
Because there are just certain things I don't like about it. Like it over stabilizes, I think.
Session? You said?
No, the what you call it? The Max 360.
Oh, okay.
Like if I'm doing really crazy stuff, cutting around,
Yeah, it
I
does
want you to
weird.
be able to see. Yeah, I want you to be able to see more of how much of an angle I'm getting. You don't see that with that camera.
No, that's one of the disadvantages to 360 cameras a lot of times, though, is they
No,
want to
when I don't have it in 360, when I just have it in
yeah.
regular mode, the stabilization is so good. I can rip over 90 degrees and come back, and you don't even realize I did it.
Well, yeah. That doesn't, yeah. I wouldn't think that would be a good stabilization. That seems like you said too much.
Yeah, it's way
Be
too
able to
much.
tune
Like,
that. Yeah, that's a shame.
yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to turn that, like turn it off.
Yep.
It is a little bit goofy, but it's, I don't know. I love that Samsung. I wish more people would try to use those. They're a great camera,
Mm-hmm.
and they're kind of underutilized right now because the price of them is so low.
Well, I was looking and thinking about playing with one if I hadn't just bought a chase cam with a session on it and a bunch of trailer parts. And
I actually would like to put one of those on a chase cam because they are so cheap.
mm-hmm.
Really, if you ding it up, I mean,
Yeah, it wouldn't be
$130.
Yep. Yeah, that's a good price.
I think they're going to look.
Yeah.
Let's do a search if I could see.
Yeah, this
Oh
today.
shit! You can get them now for brand new for $100.
Holy crap! I may have to buy one. Now, which one is it? What's it called?
The Samsung Gear 360.
360.
And they make two different versions.
Okay.
The 2017 version's the one I wear on my chest cam.
Uh-huh.
And the 16 version's the big, huge ball one that I have on the tripod.
Well, let's put it this way. I can buy the 2017 used right now, just if you want to buy a used one, for $60.
Yeah, you can't beat them for that price.
No. Here's a new one. Soaring 360 for $80.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, I may end up having to buy one of those. That's just too cheap.
That's what I'm thinking. They're so cheap that, you know, they were like $400 when I got mine.
Oh, I know. I remember when they come out. Yeah.
I might wind up ordering another one of the newer models. I have two of the round one.
How do you? Okay,
You know,
the other one's
small, which I will say it has a better camera in it.
Okay.
But it's a lot heavier. One that I do like, you can remove the battery from it.
Well, see, that would be a plus. This is the round one. It's for $80, brand new.
Yeah, the round one's a nice one. It does get hot. I will tell you, if you put it on a battery, like I do on that tripod, you got to take the thing down. You have to run it for 3 or 4 hours. It's like a little heater.
Oh, because all I'm seeing is the round one. Is there a different name or the one with the handle looking thing?
Yeah, that's the newer one.
Yeah, I see them now. A lot of 2017s for sale new.
Mm-hmm. Samsung kind of they dropped support for it, and they used another name of the company now. I have the software that you actually use to do the editing wasn't made by Samsung. It's made by a third party.
Okay.
And when they kind of dropped support on it, where it was harder to do certain things, like you can link it up to Facebook Live and to YouTube, but it's a little janky to do that with.
It's one of the only, sports cam type things you can link up too, because most of them won't link up.
Yeah, I've actually gone and done Facebook Live with the 360, which is Amazing.
Mhm. Yep.
But now, like, what if you put it on, use the GoPro mount, and they make an adapter to go from GoPro to a tripod mount. That's what I have on that chest cam. And it's
Well,
nice
here's
because
your other one.
I start the camera when I take off. If you look where the start button is, that little black window,
Mm-hmm.
it has a countdown timer on it.
Okay. Well,
So
here's
you can
the
look at
other
how
one.
long you've been flying.
Here's the other one you have for $84 new.
The big round one.
Oh, it says like new. No, the little one, the one
Little
with the
one?
handle.
Yep.
It's new, not new. It says like new.
And I'll tell you, they're pretty hardy. I've dropped mine a few times by accident.
Mhm.
You see how the chest cam gets beat up.
Yep.
Every takeoff, it winds up in my freaking lap or on the flight deck. I got a point now. I take off. That's like the second thing I do. Once I have a good wing and I'm getting altitude, I stow the brakes and I adjust the camera, make sure it's still running, and I look at what the
Okay.
time was when I took off. You know how long the thing's been running before I took off, and I memorize that, and I
Give
can
you-
look how long I've been
yep.
flying.
Give you an
Do
idea.
do you have a spare headset?
The what?
Or wait a minute, that might be on my end.
Yeah,
That's
you're in
right.
a little bit.
Huh? What, Nick? What's that?
Oh, okay. I need to recharge that. Okay.
Yeah. Mine's direct connect. I'm plugged in.
You're plugged in.
Yep. Both my mic. I got the big mic and the headset's hardwired. Nope. Yep.
I can do that on my sci-fi. I usually don't.
Yeah. The Samsung Gear 360 4K spherical VR camera, the one with the handle on it.
Mhm.
BK Photo, not the cheapest place. 150, brand new.
Yeah.
That's, I'm sure the price, like you said, you can find new ones even cheaper knowing that price.
I see them all the time on, believe it or not, Amazon and eBay.
Yep. Amazon, here's somebody still trying to get $209 for the cue ball version.
That's,
Somebody
as of a
on
year ago, that was
Amazon's
actually a
trying to get
decent
that.
price, because I mean those things were, when they first come
Yeah, but
out, they
not-
were like $5.
But not when on the same ad, there's the other version for $99.99 on one of the things
Yeah.
up on top.
To me, it's a toss-up between the two, though, because the spherical one, I like the images from it better. It has a lot
Okay.
crisper images,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it has to do with the glass and the actual camera sensors they're using. When they come out with the 2017 version, which was smaller and more compact, they kind of skimped on the image sensor, even though it's a badass sensor. I mean, 90% of my 360 videos are done with the smaller one.
I'm really thinking about buying this cue ball one just because the price is so damn good on it. And you said, what's the disadvantage? Is you said you can change the battery, which is huge.
Yeah, the way I say it, like if the battery gets bad, you buy an aftermarket battery and throw in it.
Mm-hmm.
Where the slender one is nice because it's easy to carry, especially for a chest mount.
Sure.
But you're stuck with the battery it's in it. Now you can plug a USB-C cable into it, and I run it to a battery in my flight deck.
Okay.
But I average like an hour and a half to 2 hour flights with it all the time and never run out of battery. But the minute I land, the first thing I do is pull the card, dump the card, and plug the camera in and let it charge.
Like you
Within
said,
an hour.
the cue ball you could definitely put on a you could definitely put it on a chase cam if you wanted.
Yeah, either one. I think
it's tall. I don't know.
It's only about like that tall though.
Yeah,
it's not bad.
Yeah.
I think it might fly better being tall. It's lighter, I tell you that. It's like half the weight.
Okay.
Well, you'd get badass videos of that thing flying behind you at 360.
That's what I was thinking. That'd be awful fun to play with.
Yeah, the spherical one, all I've done with it recently, I put it on the tripod out in the middle of the field and be flying.
I know I wouldn't fly it out in the desert on a chase cam. It'd be screwed up on the first landing or takeoff. Now on the grass, probably last pretty good if you flew it off grass.
Don't quote me, but I think they're The bigger one is glass lenses, if I remember right. I think it's
Right.
polycarbonate on the smaller.
So you definitely the big one, if you didn't break it, would hold up better. But the small one, because polycarbonate will scratch, you know.
They make
Doesn't
lens
break
protectors.
easy.
They make a lens protector for the smaller one though.
Really? Do
They
they?
even make an underwater dive housing for it, which I thought if I was going to put on a chase cam, that would be the way
That
to
would
go.
be the way to go if you're going to do it. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, this one that the guy has listed like new, it's like, man, that thing is still in the box. I think he probably pulled it out, shot a picture, shot some with it, and didn't mess with it, you know? It's still got everything with it. All the manuals, all the cords, everything's all coiled up nice, got the little storage bag, you know, the whole thing. And that's the newer one, though. Okay. That's what I was thinking. It's a toss up on those two. They're both. Yep.
I tell you, for the way I see it, for the price of them compared to like the Insta360,
Mm-hmm. The big
you
thing
can't beat them
I
for price.
said on the Insta360 was just so easy to edit. It was so much faster to edit, they said. That was the big thing.
I hear that, but I had a guy give me some footage at Palm Bay that I played with on the Insta360,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't find it that easy to edit. I was using Adobe with it.
Okay. Well, I think they are start out using their own the Insta360 software. A lot of, you know.
Yeah, if you all of them, if you use the software with the phone, it's easier.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody says that about my GoPro, about the Max, if I use the phone software, but it takes so long to pull the data over to your phone.
Sure.
You know, if you do an hour flight, you're pulling that whole hour worth of data, stitching it, and then trying to do it. Or
True.
I take the 360 stuff. I have an extra laptop. Usually after I land my flight, I run the cards into it,
Mm-hmm.
and I start stitching. Because an hour flight takes about 6 to 8 hours to stitch.
Yeah.
And then you can edit it, and then you output it from there.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, I'm not sure I'm committed enough for that to do the stitching and everything else. That's the part that takes. But like you said, the big thing is you just set it aside and let it do it.
yeah, I load the file in the program, let it stitch, and I go back and look at it, edit what I want out of it, and output it. And then you can even do like a director's cut at that point. Use the joystick, and you control the camera from your perspective, and do it as a flat screen that way if you want.
Right, that way you can just give them what you want to see, or you could let them zoom around and scan and pan.
I haven't tried to upload any yet, but I actually have done a few videos where I controlled the camera.
Okay.
And then when you upload it, if you do it right, you'll see that, but there's an extra button you can click, and you can take it out of that and you control it yourself.
Okay.
I'm just learning how to do that portion.
Yeah, they're just a lot bigger files when you do it that way. That 360 uses a lot of memory.
My average, an hour flight, the video for that's about 28 gig got uploaded.
Jeez. Wow.
Now I'm doing it in 4K. That's why.
Yeah.
If you downgrade it some, it don't take as much. But I believe in, shoot the highest image quality you can. You can always downgrade it in the editing room. You can't add to it.
Oh, okay. I just saw, I don't know when he posted. Kevin Can Fly says, did he come on already, or?
No, not yet.
As he was talking about it here. Done with social, huh?
Kevin, get your mangy hiney in here.
Yeah.
He's too lazy eating.
Got my new INS throttle. I love it. INS throttle? What's he called it there? Iris? Oh, Iris throttle. Okay. Okay.
The virus throttle, that's the one everybody wants, the new one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the V's missing. Yep.
I almost wanted to try the Insta1X. They're so damn expensive. But so is that GoPro Max. I think.
Mm-hmm.
It's a shame. All I use it for is the front camera. I don't even put it in 360 much anymore because it's such a headache to edit. So I might give it another chance one of these days. I just don't want to do it like an epic flight and the footage is just garbage, you know. I probably should have done it while we were out at the desert. One of the flights, just kicked it on to see if I could deal with it.
On the other hand, if you didn't, then you lose what you shot if you don't use it, you know?
Yeah, that's the problem. It's converting it over. You can convert it back to one camera, but it's. I had that flight where I did a poker run, and lost half the flight. The battery didn't last that long, and it kind of really pissed me off at that point. I haven't really turned it on 360 since then.
Okay.
That's when I started putting the chest mount 360 on. And when I figured I got the rear camera, the front camera, one underneath the seat, and the 360, I always get good footage from all those.
Okay.
So I kind of regret. I should have had the 360 camera on when I flew that new motor. I just didn't have it. I was a little leery about putting my flight deck and everything on with the new motor, and I just went with my helmet cam.
Sure. Well,
Like, I don't even think I think I had the rear cam off that day too. I should have had the rear cam on. That'd been kind of neat to see that bolt go through the prop.
yeah, I hear that. Yeah, I didn't put anything on when I flew the Atom either. I just, bare essentials.
Bare essentials to me is at least one camera.
Well, my helmet cam was on, and I know. See, remember, bare essentials was helmet cam, chase cam, and the phone in my pocket. So, but I didn't have the flight deck or anything on.
Yeah, that's the thing. I had a phone. I had my spare phone in my pocket, but I forgot to launch PPG GPS on it. I thought I had it launched, and I didn't. So I didn't get tracking on that flight. Usually, I always have two phones. One's in the bottom of the flight deck and on all the time, and then the one that I use. Both running PPG GPS and the tracker.
Both, huh?
That was the only flight the whole weekend that I actually flew without, everything on. Usually I got my ADS-B tracker on. I've got everything running. I don't like flying around airports without the ADS-B running. Just makes me leery.
Well, that little airport, everybody was staying, except for that one guy that flew low. Everybody was staying away from us.
I had a couple of them fly below me first day there.
They're not supposed to be. That's a no there.
The one day I kind of went up to go chase, what's his name? Aaron. He decided just to go high, right above our aerodrome there. And I went up and chased him down.
That was before we got told about the 400-foot ceiling.
Yeah, I knew about it, but I didn't know exactly where it was at. But I went up to him. I said, I think you need to get down. I got up there pointing at the ground. Like his flying style, he likes to get up and just climb for the moon.
Oh, it's because he still doesn't have a ton of time on it. I remember those days when the first thing I did was gain. How high can I go? Let's get some altitude here. You're safer up high.
That's like when Nick's first flight up there at the fly-in. He took off, got up. By the time I got in the air, within minutes after he did, and I was climbing to chase his ass because he just went straight up and kept going up.
Yep.
And then it was, like herding chickens trying to get into land. I'm like,
yep.
You only had like a gallon of fuel on board. We might want to land this thing here pretty soon.
Well, nice thing. They land just as good without the engine as they do with it.
Yeah, I don't know if you've seen that video. You've seen the field we were flying from. That was not one you wanted to have your first flight and have an engine out.
I wouldn't have done my first flight then there.
It wasn't a bad place to fly.
Because you know how to tell an engine's going to quit on a paramotor. It's running.
Yeah. The minute you start it, it's going to quit at one point or another.
Yeah, you're Hopefully you're going to shut it off.
I just worry about him coming in with no power just because it wasn't a real tight field, but the way you had to land to make a perfect landing is kind of tight. If not, you're in the high weeds. So it was like, I would much rather him come in with the power on and make the field than make the high weeds, which he made anyway. Not as bad as I did my second takeoff there.
Yeah.
I did a weed eater exercise.
We've never left one up there yet, Nick.
I don't know. That one day we was flying, I thought I was gonna be stuck up there for a while. The day I had the problem with the engine, when you went over there to look at the horses, and I went back, the engine was acting weird. I come back and I was having a heck of a time staying under that 400-foot ceiling.
That's good. You had to keep the power on to get it to run right.
Yeah, then I get almost all the way back and it settled down. It was running okay, but I get off the power and start coming down, and all of a sudden I'm going back up.
Yep.
Like, okay, thermal time. Then I met up with those birds and we're playing with them for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
There's something about flying with birds. You watch them go up and turn, you turn with them, and you keep going up.
It's very cool flying with birds. It is. It is very cool.
It's something I need to do more often. Thermals used to bother me. Now it's like I want to hit them.
Isn't that funny how that happens just over time? Yep. The more you fly, it's like I told Aaron that day he got out in the rough air. I said, how was it? He said, it wasn't comfortable at all. I said, yeah, but you know what? Your bump tolerance just went up a little,
Mm-hmm.
And nothing
Well,
scary.
the day we flew up through the mountains, he was,
Yep.
I kept watching him because he was flying with me.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell he was getting nervous. I'm like,
well, sure. I mean, that was a big stretch from what he'd been doing.
that was his longest flight, he said.
Yep. And that
But
was
he
a
had a
good
ball
flight.
with it.
That was an amazing flight that morning. Now, this is interesting. They're showing a picture of a Samsung 360. It's the one with the handle, but they're claiming it's a 2017. Did they make that in 2017, or is that when they started?
Yeah, that's the model. Yeah, that was the 2017 was the handheld one, the
The one
smaller.
with the handle, not the ball. Okay.
Yeah, the ball was 16 model or 15 model.
Oh, okay. Because I've had them both come up as 17s. That's what's weird.
Well, they kept making both of them.
Okay.
For a while. The thing was when they converted to the smaller handle one, a lot of people that year were doing reviews of them and still said the larger one was a better camera.
And once again, it's personal, I guess.
What was also the guys that were really big into 360 and reviewing cameras still say that the larger one's the better camera as far as frame rate and the glass on it.
Mm-hmm.
But for versatility, I like the smaller one. A lot smaller and easier to handle.
I don't remember looking at your other one. How big is it? Cue ball size?
Yeah,
about size.
Maybe a little bit smaller. Yeah, maybe a little bit smaller, not much.
That's why we were calling it a cue ball. That's why I was like,
yeah, that's about the size of it.
Yeah, maybe just a little smaller though. Okay.
Feels about the same weight as a cue ball too. It's a heavy little son of a bitch.
Now The Verge, who is this? The Verge. The Verge did a review on the little one, and they said good stuff, faster and easier to use, crisp photos, improved video quality, better ergonomics. Now this is weird. Bad stuff. 4K video isn't very fluid. Limited resolutions and frame rates still feels like a solution in search of a problem. I guess that's because unless you have a use for a 360 cam, it doesn't buy you. They don't. You know what I mean? But I think I've seen that.
I think the biggest thing was when those things come out, they were cutting edge. I mean,
sure.
There's only a few other companies out there that had them.
Mm-hmm. And
they really nailed it, I think, for what they were. Back then they were the top camera. The Insta360 came out after them. I think did a better job of publicizing them. And because they had their own software, it helped a lot better, I think. Samsung could have done a lot better job on the software, I think. And integration is pretty much like a Samsung phone only on the early version. The second one, the smaller one, worked with about everything. So you lost some features.
So the big one didn't work unless you have a Samsung phone with the phone? Then
Yeah,
that
it was
answers that. I don't use Samsung phones, so I wouldn't be interested in the big one then.
no, you could use it without the phone.
Yeah, but the idea was to be able to use it with the phone too and do things with it.
Yeah, that was the one thing that, with their software and the way they set it up, it worked so much better with the Samsung phone. They give you limited functionality with anything else, but that's Samsung's way they were for the longest time.
And that's one of the reasons I don't use much Samsung, because I quit using Samsung phones when they decided that they could charge as much as Apple did. And I discovered I could buy other phones that did everything theirs did for a lot less.
Well, that's the crapple way.
Hey, there he is. What's up, Kevin?
Long time no see, man.
Yep.
Yeah, it's been a little while.
Mm-hmm.
Got some freedom back, so I figured I'd poke over and see what's happening on the other circle of life in the paramotor communities.
Well, that's a little cute.
Some epic adventures.
So I understand the adventure tonight. We're talking about cameras. Is that what I hear?
Oh, just at the end, we were kind of talking about different ones. We were actually talking about the trip we made out west mostly until just a little bit ago.
And Keith got off for a few minutes and Mo come on with us. He missed talking to Mo.
Yeah, it figures. I talked to him a bunch when we were out there, but that's okay. I can look back at it if I want to. It's cool. He'll be on next week anyway. He's going to come on as a guest, so that's fine. We were just debating between the Samsung 360s, the two different ones they came out with, the cue ball and the hand, and the one with the handle, which one was really better of the two. And I said, I answered one question. If I was going to play with one, it'd be the one with the handle, because I don't have a Samsung phone. And the other one limited what you could do if you didn't have one.
See, I got a Galaxy Note Ultra, so that would not be a problem for me.
I quit spending the money. I can't justify the price of those when mine does everything that the Galaxy Note Ultra does for a whole lot less. I just couldn't justify it anymore. I used to be a Note guy.
I only got mine because when they came out with the 5G Note Ultra, they did a promotional deal where you got like $1,300 of the $1,600 off on it.
That makes a difference. That makes a big difference. Oh yeah.
So that's why I got mine. I agree. I wouldn't have paid nearly $2,000 for a phone.
No, me either. I'm the same way. I'm just,
Even when they try to sucker you in with it's only $31 a month on top of your bill.
Yeah, no kidding. I hear you.
It's like car sales. They don't tell you what the price of the car is because that part doesn't care to them. They're just like, what do you want your payment to be?
That's it. You got it. Yep.
I always tell them as little as I have to pay.
I keep it simple. If the car's paid for, I don't have to make a payment. I just drive the thing and enjoy it.
Yep.
All right. I got I think 3 more payments and my $80,000+ truck paid off.
Sound like Jeff Foxworthy. 3 more payments, that son of a gun is mine.
No
I'm almost afraid to get it paid off though. It's got 340,000 miles on it now.
It's just broken in.
Yep.
I had the heads off at 210 when I lifted the first head. I had to restud it.
Say you lifted it's the whole reason it was off.
Yeah, it come off on the dyno.
Yep. Oh man.
That's what happens when you play with dynos.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they were scared because like 2 days before we left on that trip out west, I dynoed the truck on full propane and water.
Nice.
Yeah.
But I wanted to have the sheet with me in case someone wanted to see real power levels.
And then a couple days.
When I lived in Texas, I had a big old lifted F-350 with a 7.3 Ford. And that thing had the propane and water injection on it. And boy, I'll tell you, man, you click the switch and throw the programmer into performance mode, that thing would roll coal like nobody's business.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, I had people crying in California. I would come up at a light and power brake it off the light, just rip it.
Well, when I had my last Dodge, I had the 5.9 Cummins in it, and I had that thing with the Banks kit, and I could literally flip it right over to that same kind of performance setting. like bicyclists. Like I hate to admit I did it because it's really a mean thing, but like I feel like like a guy riding 21 speed down the highway, and I'd be like, well, there's all kinds of roads to do that, and you got to be like on the wrong back road. So just like 20, 30 yards before you get there, you just roll into it and just let her roll. Big old black cloud as you go by. It's like pedal through that, buddy.
Dang.
Well, I was having fun on the trip because on the way down, I had to have a plug fuel filter and was having issues. So after I got it changed, every chance I had, I would just blow past Keith and turn the smoke on.
I don't care.
With your truck, it's like having a smoke machine for your paramotor. You're just like,
Yep.
just let her go.
Yep.
I was trying to get the fire to come out of it one night. We're doing like 80 some mile down the highway at dark. I was trying to get it to flame up for him.
That's asking a lot out of your exhaust system. That's heating things up pretty good.
Oh, this thing will do it. If I turn the water off at 1800 horsepower, it leaves like a foot of flame out the pipe usually.
Oh, I believe that one. I've also seen what happens to those things when they're on the dyno and they decide to let go or run away.
Oh yeah.
I actually have an anti-runaway system on my truck. There's a 4-pound CO2 canister under the hood, wired to a pull handle on the dash.
Is this set up on a butterfly to slam the intake shut, or how does it work?
There's an intake butterfly, and then there's an ejector for CO2 right ahead of the turbo.
Oh, okay.
You pull that red handle, and you CO2 the engine until it dies.
I gotcha.
2 pound of liquid CO2 will shut a diesel down effectively.
Pretty much, yeah.
I've never gotten too far into building them. I've just had a couple that were built for me, and the 2 that I had were both pretty fun to own.
And when you play around the circuit I play in, they actually require that now that you have a CO2 system on board.
Oh, like I said, I've seen what happens on the dyno when they run away. I believe it, 100%.
Remember that one we were watching in out west when the whole engine just
Leaked out of the truck.
Oh yeah, it's just
I know the guy that does that.
Pieces.
The truck's called Master Shredder.
Yep.
It's a Cummins design block, but it's 100% billet aluminum mill.
Yeah.
And he lays down 3,000 plus horsepower numbers with his thing with 4 turbos.
3885 when it let go.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. That was pretty amazing how fast you can get out of the front seat of that truck.
Well, the thing is that block let go right above the crank journal, and it threw the block out of the hood.
Yep.
Yeah, it did. It literally launched it like straight through the front clip.
Yep. It was amazing. And what's he going to do? He'll build another one that has more power.
He already has it built.
That's it.
Well, first thing you do is you assess the failure. Then the second thing you do is get on CADWorks, design it to be a little bit stronger the next time, and get to milling.
Yep.
He already had 2 or 3 blocks milled. His problem was he was doing the way too much propane and water on that thing. He
was also running it like 50 or 60 pounds of boost or something. Like
it was
maybe
crazy.
More.
It was crazy.
No, he was over 200 pound of boost on that engine.
Yeah, but like I mean, I don't remember the exact number. I just remember it was something stupid.
Mm-hmm.
The turbo doesn't start. The turbo on it's like a freaking 435 millimeter turbo.
I'm running 140 mil as my second turbo, and it doesn't come on until 60 pound of boost, and that's when the second one spools up.
Right.
But you gotta be hanging on the wheel. You don't have a trailer behind you, and you let that second turbo come on. The back end tries to pass the front end.
That's what I found with mine. Like if you're on the freeway and you decide to hot dog from one lane to another, you might wind up 3 lanes over before you collect it because it spools, and it doesn't spool back down like a gas engine. It's not like it just comes off like when you let off the throttle. You got all that momentum built up. You got to keep driving. If you give up on the driving, you're going to run out of talent and end up in a wall.
Yep.
I used to take mine to the burnout competition every year. And they got videos of me going down the burnout track when the thing finally hooked up sideways, like literally hanging on the steering wheel trying to keep it straight. The last thing I want to do is hit the wall.
Yeah.
It's funny you say that. I was watching. I don't know if you guys follow the Cletus McFarland channel, but he was running the what is it, the Dale Earnhardt NASCAR truck at the
Okay.
drag strip.
Uh-huh.
That they literally, if you watched it hook up off the line, it would just dogleg about probably the 60 or 100-foot mark before it ever actually kind of like bit and then got rolling. And he was running that thing, I think it was a 943s at 152 miles an hour.
That's moving.
That's something else. Yeah.
Yeah, this is a scoot. And he was always funny because at the end of it, he's all stoked. He's like, I didn't even break it.
I didn't even break it. Yeah.
I've got to do
But
some upgrades to mine soon.
It cracks me up because you can make all the horsepower in the world, but if you can't connect it to the ground, it's all for nothing.
Yeah, it doesn't buy you a thing. Yep. You got it.
Well, I've learned a trick. When you drag race with my truck, you put it in 4 high all-wheel drive mode.
4-wheel drive, yeah. All the fastest diesels you'll ever see moving are all in 4-wheel drive, baby. None of them are 2-wheel drive.
Mm-hmm.
And it still lifts the front end up. Once the thing finally hooks in, it'll break the front tires off the ground.
Well, the thing that I find to be amusing is that the truck actually slides sideways. Like, it doesn't go forward. When he lights up the power and he gets on it, the truck does this like 6 or 8 inches of sideways movement, and then it grabs and goes. It just lifts up, hovers over, and then sets down and leaves. It's amazing how that works.
There's so much torque that it actually twists the truck sideways.
Yeah. Well, it's that grand old physics problem where you say that torque is always applied 90 degrees to the force.
Right.
So if the force is a rotating wheel, 90 degrees is to the side of the track. So the truck actually slides 90 degrees before it bites and goes. It's a beautiful display of how physics works.
Yep.
That was the thing that a lot of us got in trouble and got new rules put in NTPA, because we were running reverse rotation between the motor and the drive setup. Would actually reverse through 2 different gearboxes. 1 to keep from twisting the frame, 2 to keep from sliding sideways on the track as you're going down.
Right, yeah, you get counter rotational force.
Mm-hmm.
And I did it for 4 years before they figured out what we were doing. And then they started making rules.
You're like the Ferrari F1 team. You're like, oh, we're just tampering with the fuel sensor a little bit. No big deal.
A little bit, yeah. A little bit, yeah.
Well, the one tractor I had for years, it won.
We might have made up our own data.
Well, there you go.
Well, we did that too.
The Volkswagen diesel nightmare they came up with.
Oh man, that was a mess.
Only $27 billion worth of cars in the mess. No big deal.
Yeah.
It was like 2 years of my polling career. I ran that big 4-engine jet tractor, and no one knew the exact horsepower that it was actually running, because the plates that are supposed to be on the engines, I had the lower dash number variant plates on them. They were -9 engine with -5 stickers on them. There's a massive amount of horsepower. You're looking like 5,000 horsepower extra per engine on those variants. And it finally took someone else building one with the same engines that I had to figure out what I was doing. And the thing was,
did you see that video that popped up with that Boeing 777 that had an engine housing explode all over?
Oh yeah, dude, that was awesome. Yeah. The engine was burning in the air.
Wow, yeah.
Have you seen the memes that people have created? I love the mechanic who's standing on the housing, putting tape on it. Like, they're like, this guy will fix anything anywhere.
Yep, there you go.
Man. No, I think the best one was the acronym for Boeing.
Which one's that? I don't know if I've heard it.
I don't think I saw that one either.
I can pull it up here. That was a great one. The guy sent it to me the other day. I was like, about fell out of my chair when I seen it. It was Boeing, bitch of engine in neighbor's gardens.
Say it one more time.
Boeing, bits of engines in neighbor's gardens.
Bits of engines in neighbor's gardens.
There you go.
I like it.
Yeah, there you go. Oh man.
I'll tell you, that pilot handled that great, though. He was able to get that thing back safely, no issues.
Well, he's lucky. I mean, he did a good job as a pilot, but they were all very, very lucky
yeah,
because as
very
the engine came apart, there was a hull breach, and it very, very easily could have delaminated the side of that airplane.
That was just the a little cover that goes between the wing and the fuselage. That shouldn't have caused much of an issue.
No, but my point is the skins of the airplane are laminated together through rivets. So if you get a tear started, you can theoretically delaminate the skin of an airplane. You just have to get the wind in it the right way.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, if you look at World War II, there was a lot of airplanes that came back missing lots of pieces and made it. So it's not like it can't be done. It's been obviously shown over time that the airplane can be torn up by a bear, duct taped back together, and flown home.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
So, I mean,
look at the A-10 Warthog. They'd come back with half the engine missing, half the wing missing, and still landed it.
Oh yeah.
And could take off for another mission if
Hey,
they really wanted to.
You remember the Israelis with the F-4 Phantom when they had the midair and took all the wing off on one side, right wing, all except for the little aileron stub, and he literally landed it. And when the pilot asked the co-pilot, he says, "I want to look at the wing." He says, "No, don't look, just fly."
And then a whole lot of rudder.
Then he wanted to put his flaps down on final, and he's like, "No, don't touch the flaps." He didn't even
put the wheels down. Just greaser in on the grass, buddy.
He actually had landing gear too, so he didn't know. He did not know his wing was just completely gone till he was on the ground.
Well, nice thing, the gear is under the fuselage of that aircraft, so that didn't bother the gear.
No.
What I'm amazed of, he didn't lose all his hydraulic fluid.
Yeah, it's pretty tough airplane. Yeah, for that. Yeah.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, I think the F4 was a manual hydraulic assist airplane.
Right.
So even if you would have lost hydraulics, it would have still had cables and pulleys.
Yeah, this is not the latest version, so yeah, it probably hadn't switched over to full hydraulic.
Yeah, it was a cable type, but still, the force that you need to fly that thing without the hydraulic assist is ungodly.
Mm-hmm.
It's like trying to get a Honda Civic through a parking lot.
Mm-hmm.
That's like the L-39 has a hydraulic assist part way. It's all cable. But when you turn the hydraulics off, it's a totally different thing to fly.
It's amazing what happens to pilots when they lose their autopilot. They all of a sudden forget how to fly the thing.
Well, that's the problem, is most pilots flying these big birds these days aren't real pilots. They just they babysit.
It's that they forget. See, it's that complacency thing. It's like when people get too big for their britches and like paramotors or whatever, they start to get complacent, and then all of a sudden, when you don't, as I say, if you don't use it, you lose it. And in aviation, that's a very real thing. So if you spend a lot of your years panel flying, you're not going to hand fly the airplane the same as you would 20 years ago when you were spending 400 hours a year in a Cessna.
You listen to Jeff Goyne talk, and he'll talk about the other guys, some of the other guys. He's one of the few guys that flies the 737s manual, because he's doing a short, he'll just flip it manual and fly it. And it's like, people are going, "Oh, you can't do that." What do you mean I can't do that?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. What fun is it dialing a knob and pushing buttons to fly? I mean,
it's that old adage of pilotage. Some people some people rely on, like I say, on panel flying, and other people rely on hand flying.
We went to go look at a phone system one time years ago when I was in telecom at the hospital, and we had a King Air that they used to the system had, and we got to fly down to Hot Springs, Arkansas. And on the way back, they found out I was a pilot, so I got to fly right seat. I flew the airplane back. It was fun, but it was King Air 99, King Air 100, King Air 100. And it's like, man, that was a blast. But the guy in there, he had his airline had downsized, and he had to go from a dual cross-checking autopilot, that you could technically auto land, to an airplane you basically couldn't auto land anymore. And he was bitching about it because he didn't like having to do that. And I'm thinking, yeah, it's horrible. I really felt for him. Yeah, right.
Hey, all the years of flying the Citation 10,
Yeah.
I think I have 2 or 3 auto lands ever in it.
Mm-hmm.
I used to just turn everything off and fly it like a normal aircraft. It's more fun that way.
Oh yeah. I mean, I get when you got a whole bunch of people in there and you set the autopilot sometimes because it's just, a lot of stuff going on, but hey.
I've got like 25 or 30 landings in a 737.
Oh wow.
But I always had the pilot up front to do it for me.
There you go.
They're not hard to land, I can tell you that.
It's even easier from the back seat.
Just right next to the lavatory with a cold drink in my hand.
Yep.
Had.
Yep, I've done a few of those landings. Takeoffs.
Well, I've got 2 successful takeoff and landings in a 37 on my logbooks.
Mm-hmm.
One of very few privately owned 737s in the U.S.
You were hanging out with
that is. The what?
I said you were hanging out with Snoop Dogg?
No, another
Travolta.
popular actor that owns one.
Travolta.
We actually we ferried his aircraft out to his. My boss built the airport where he lives.
It was his second. That was his second big airliner. His first one was a 707.
That thing was a dog.
Yeah, I know. I got to watch him do a compressor stall on the end of the runway at Oshkosh one night. He had, needless to say, they back taxied it and did the big inspection before they left.
I remember right, that was actually a common problem with that aircraft, wasn't
It was because he had the engines. He did not have the turbofans in it. He had the originals.
So I'm curious because I don't know much about turbine engines. What does it mean when you do a turbine stall at the end of the runway?
The pressure builds in the engine, more pressure in the burn chamber to what's coming through the compressor in the front. So basically a big fireball shoots out of the front of the engine.
And it literally stalls the compressor. It stalls the blades.
Okay, I got you.
Yep.
Very hard on the engine.
Guess what happens when you stall the blades? The RPM goes up and a couple things happen. But
it's kind of like, in a sense, it's like turbo flutter. Like when your wastegate doesn't open and you back pressure the turbo.
It's bad.
A lot worse though.
Yeah.
No,
A loud banging noise.
That's the kind of concept is that it flutters the turbo basically, but in a jet, it's a real big flutter.
Yeah.
I can tell you, I just experienced one about 2 months ago in the L-39. I was doing a run up and I advanced it a little too hard when it was cold and had the cockpit open. The intakes are right beside the cockpit. When that thing compressor stalls, there's a fireball that goes past you. It's really weird.
Not a fun thing, huh?
This way, you quickly select flight idle.
Yeah.
So
my problem was
does it damage the motor or does it
potentially?
It can, yeah.
That's why I said when it happened to Travolta, they actually back taxied. They shut it down, let it cool, and did a full inspection of the engine, of the front of the engine before they left. Fortunately, he got lucky; it didn't hurt anything. But
it's worse on the pure turbo engines like that versus turbo fan.
Oh yeah,
right.
So they're a lot more likely to have it happen too.
Well, guys, I think I need to go help the old wife.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're aware, but I just had a brand new newborn.
Yes, beautiful. She's having
a hard time with the other 2 girls. They really want to hold the baby like it's a toy.
Oh yeah.
And mom's having a hard time keeping everyone happy. So I gotta dip and go help her with that. But I'll monitor that and I'll keep up with you guys.
Okay.
Duct tape is always an option, you know.
What's that, buddy?
Duct tape is always an option.
Yeah.
Duct tape and Velcro. You put Velcro on their backs and stick them to the wall.
let's just say yesterday I went and flew out of the Fun Center parking lot so that way I could just go get a little breather.
Okay.
Having the new one adds a lot of stress.
Oh yeah, I understand.
Gotta breathe deep.
We have my daughter's first 6 months. First one is 6 months old now. My wife watches him a lot. We haven't. It's not like being. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, it's a whole lot of fun, but there are times when it's a little bit challenging.
Oh yeah.
Bringing her with you on the paratrip there, Keith?
I already got a wing and a harness for her. I just got to get her to the mount and send her off.
Awesome. Yep.
All right, guys. I do need to go. So I'll talk to you,
Kevin. Yep. Yeah, I'm not going to stay much later. I love this. Guy's selling a Samsung 360, the 2017. It says tested fully and operational, sold as is. Then why are you selling it as is? You know? Yep.
I haven't heard of any issues with it so far.
On the other hand, it's $39. I'm tempted just to buy it because it's so cheap, you know?
Yeah, and even if something goes wrong with it, you always
Mhm.
buy one that works. Then you got parts if you break one.
Here you go, Nick.
I always think of stuff like that.
Think about it this way. Here's what it looks like.
Yeah, it's in great shape. Everything's there.
It looks brand new.
He's got a card with it too. What
Yep.
size is that card?
It's only a 64 gig card, but you use that with something else. You don't use it
Yeah.
with this.
I run a 128 at least.
Yeah, that's what I've got. So I'd put a 128 in it.
Hey, what's nice, that display is bright. You can see it on there how bright it is. Even in the daylight, you can look down and see that. You have it on a chest mount.
Mm-hmm. What does the number mean on there?
That's how many pictures you can take if it's in.
Oh, with that camera, with that card.
He's got the camera right now, but if you have it in video mode, it counts down or up in time. And how long you've been recording.
Okay. Good enough. I wasn't sure. That's why I was curious. I hadn't looked into it that much. Hell, you can get a 2-year protection plan with this one. As is, but with a 2-year protection plan for $6.99.
That's worth it.
Cool.
That's hell yeah. Add to cart.
Then all you need is the chest mount for the GoPro and the adapter.
Yep.
And I'll tell you, use 2 1-inch arms.
Okay.
You know, the little extender arms there for the GoPro.
Yep.
To raise it, use 2 of those. One off your chest mount and one off of that. And then you put your adapter to the tripod. And that way you can move the camera left to right a little bit. And you also get the up and down, you know, it's like a Z in front of you when you take off, and you stretch it out straight once you're in the air. Because no one wants to look at your feet. And Keith froze there for a second. Keith dropped out. Still there, Bob?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Must have had a connection issue.
Trying to stay awake.
Try to stay awake.
I've been up since 0600.
Ugh. I got to get up at 0600.